Have you heard the good news? I have been speaking to a meat specialist. Soon it will be time for my mouth to be able to touch you. It's almost showtime. Hope you're ready for news. He's coming. I hope you were tuned in to the correct secret radio frequency for that intro, because if you weren't, shame on you. Anyway, hi, I'm Chris, I'm Vangelis on the internet. I'm streaming, either live or in a VOD pre-recording. I've decided to be nice and realign the audio with the basic viewer audio frequency, but those of you in the know. Anyway, just saying hello to Timu Kanane and Shia! Flame War 05, Logos Minor, Mozotron, Samuel Bell, Red Snarl, Zero, Sideswipe Prime, Chicken Soup, Kitchaman, the Sky Seu, and Ben Walters. Hi. I don't make mistakes. I make happy accidents. Kind of like kind of like if diarrhea was usable as fertilizer, meaning we should maybe destigmatize the runs and think of them more as the steps to the future. Anyway, I was at a coffee shop poking around, sitting on Discord and doing some work and meeting up with a friend of mine to have a chat. And basically, I was busy during Pulsecon, so I saw bits and pieces on Discord, but I decided to just stream the news today, because that's a thing we do on YouTube. Yes, that's a thing we do on YouTube, right? Anyway, that's something else. Actually, I'm meaning to formally announce. I'm gonna start trying to record some of those like talk to OBS videos. I've done like one, I think. I'm going to do some more of that for things that are of interest to me. So the first one I'm going to do is going through an interview about Missing Link. There I read the first line, and I was like, this is fascinating. I'm not going to read any more of this. I'm going to record myself reading it. Stream the news like the news. That's ridiculous. Hope you're okay. You're trying to catch up with Pulsecon. Well, Adamus Prime, guess what I'm doing? Guess what? Kitchen Man, grats on the Cosmos. Chris Muse, what's up? I missed someone else in here. Ilker Sunmez, hello. Toy Trash Talks, first time catching me live. I will let you in on this, Toy Trash Talks. You are here live right now. This is not a pre-record. Either that or it is. Also, before I get right into it, whilst I kind of yammer for a bit, I rediscovered my third webcam that I've always had plugged in, messing up all my USB connections forever. Anyway, I was like, what was this one for again? And I forgot I had the close-up cam. So I was testing it out again. So here we go. Look at that. It's an Alicon head. I don't really know what I'm going to use this for, because I think I meant to use it for like mini painting and unboxings to show things up close, and then it turned out that was a little unnecessary. That was a little extra. But I like being a little extra, so I'm leaving it plugged in. I may just forget it's here again for a while, but it's chilling. It still works with the new light pointed at my face. It's not blowing this out too badly. So there is the tiny cam has returned, possibly for the first time in like 8 months or whatever. No, more than that. I don't think I used it this year yet. So there it is. It's my cheapest webcam, and it has manual focus. That was exciting to me at the time. Anyway, we'll close that one up and you can go back to sleep for another year. When you tuned into my stream, the first word you heard was diarrhea. Good. Nothing like a bit of solid diarrhea rhetoric. That's the thing I invented last night at PowerPoint night. Sorry, 2 nights ago. Now, it's Friday, isn't it? At PowerPoint. Yeah, 9/11 PowerPoint night. And I was very proud of that one. I was happy with that. Ilkner Sunmez, it's weird to hear Anglophones pronouncing your name. Yeah, I mean, some people argue I'm not Anglophone enough given how I like to pronounce things, so I'm probably somewhere in the middle. A++, thank you, Chris Muse. Yeah, I'm gonna I have that on Discord. I'm gonna open it up in the shareable browser and show you all what I did. Where is it? It's probably in here. I was so proud of this one. I got this one filmed, so I'm gonna edit this one again to put up on YouTube. This will be the 3rd PowerPoint night I put up on YouTube. That's not the right browser, but that's fine. That's the safety browser. I'll pull this one over here. Oh, I have to do this the long way. Put you in a tab here. Hey, there we go. All right, now I got to switch over to it. But yeah, it was a fun PowerPoint night. For a split second, I feel like someone else. If that makes, I kind of get you. That's like when I have been called Chris Ha or Christ Ho on an invoice once. I was so down with that when they called me Christ Ho on a government invoice once. And I pointed it out. I was a temp worker at the time, and I was like, "Yo, check it out! I'm Christ Ho. That's neat." And then they changed it to Chris Ho, and I was like, "Why? I didn't show you so you could ruin it." Anyway, that was a bummer, but that was a funny. That's when I was at Youth Justice rewriting by hand the meth clinic meth handout paperwork because it was in a Word document that was so old and so long that it took 10 minutes to open in Word. So they needed to have it rewritten from scratch so it could open in less than 10 minutes again. And I had to rewrite the entire thing from a printout by hand. And it was very depressing thing to write out by hand, is what I will say. Anyway, there we go. So you can see there behind me, it says anti-diarrheal diarrhetoric. It was about my topic I got given. I think I got that. I can dig that out too. I got the topic I got given was here we go. So I got given the topic of New York City's anti-diarrheal medication monitoring program. That was my topic that I had 30 minutes to make a 3-minute slide about. And so one of my slides involved New York's anti-diarrheal diarrhetoric, including, as you can see there, the quote from Real New Yorkers, "We'll run the runs out of this town!" I think one of my other quotes was just "Ayo, angry emoji. Because, you know, obviously respect to all my New York friends out there. Shia! Internet personality evangelist, can you inform us the status of Legacy United Animated Universe Commander Class Evangelist? I'm not at liberty to talk about it at this time. I did sign an NDA. And, you know, I respect the law, so I'm not going to be, you know, doling that info out leak style like some kind of dirty clout chaser. Yeehaw Yahoo. Thank you, Robot Lorekeeper. Anyway, yeah, like I said, I'm going to edit that slideshow together probably in the next month. They do terrible when they go up, so any of you who do check them out, thank you so much. Like, they struggle to clear 300 views on a channel where usually the struggle is to clear 1,000 views. So that's like a double struggle. Am I plugging them? Yes, because I think they're funny, and and I want more people to see what happens at the Danu Social House PowerPoint nights. So any Toronto locals, you come out to them because they're fun. Recently picked up some good condition G1 monster bots for your birthday. It says Skyseo. I'm pronouncing that as hard as possible, by the way. Congratulations. I don't think I have any of the monster bots. Flame405, your Legacy Vector Prime came with loose joints and used super glue on his knees. I hope it went okay. I'm always very like, oh no, about super glue. That's just me. I find super glue to be chemically terrifying when in conjunction with plastics now, after witnessing some stuff. But y'all know what you're doing. Y'all know what you're doing. Ben Walters, did you find Transformers 1, Prime Changer, Bumblebee, and Sentinel Prime? No! I've actually only seen Alpha Trion over and over again. That review, by the way, I did not finish it yet, but I'm trying to finish it over the weekend before I head back to the West Coast for 2 weeks next week. I do have I should show you all, because you are people who watch these streams, so you'll get this. Can I put this in the browser? Surely I can. Surely I can put this in the browser too. I demand that I can put this in the browser. Can I not? Can I just drag it over to the... That's full screen. Do I have to download it? Oh, that opens it in the... No, it doesn't. Okay, sure. I'll save my own video. And then I'm going to drag it into the browser because I'm friggin... You can't stop me. Doesn't do anything. Okay, well, now I have to do it the hard way. I want to show you all now. This will go great. Anyway, I have my very first, maybe second, stream edit that I'm working into a review. That's why I want to share it, because it's you know, it's we made this together, everybody. There it is. There it is. This should just
Prime Changer Orion has two
peg
holes,
says Emperor Nova 1, while Alpha Trion has two suspicious Poke things.
Yeah, you can see
what did they mean by this?
I don't know.
It's from this
I
fun
haven't seen
time
the
we
movie
had.
yet. The 3 mil is just too tight, no matter what. It's made of like, you know, it's a palm. It's rigid. It's a little bit give, but it's rigid.
I added some
like
music.
This one, it goes in as much as you like it to, right? Easy. But up here, it doesn't quite fit. Gotta stretch it out. I'm not stress marking my. You can stretch out your Orion Pack / Optimus Prime. It fits in there too. It's not 5mm. It only fits the tip.
Yeah. So, hey there, Smash Gamer. Hey there, Richard Reyes. Chris Muse, you were there for this. Yeah. So I worked that into the video, and I thought, like, I should just share it. I don't want to try to recreate the moment, you know, for a review as fancy footage. We're just going to throw to the stream footage. And so I tried to put together a little stream edit again. Tried to work my stream edit muscle a bit more. Because I'm still not very good at that, and I'm trying to get better. The music was not there live. No. I added that in. Smash Gamer, I did not see the Pulsecon stream. I was busy. That's what this stream is. It's going to be me discovering in full all the news I heard bits and pieces of on Discord. So stay tuned, unless you've already spent the last 4 hours, like, knee-deep in Pulsecon, in which case, just chill out. Hang out. I'll hide this. No one needs to see that again. Anyway, yeah, dire rhetoric. Good word. I think it's time to actually go into this. So I opened up their YouTube video. I'm going to have the volume on this turned a lot down because every single time I play their friggin' stuff, I get claimed. Now, I also got claimed on Vince DiCola's The Death of Optimus Prime during the last news stream from that Newgrounds video. However, YouTube had some kind of like one of those goofy strip the music but leave the voice in edits they offered me, so I applied that and it seemed to work. But I don't want to deal with it. Robot Lordkeeper, do you not all watch these at the club like me? No, I was working at the coffee shop. I go to the coffee shop I was working on that stream edit, and also on a collab script for something I'm trying to help cook up coming up. So I do better work at a coffee shop than in my own home, I've discovered. So I try to go there as much as I can. You saved the clip of me saying, "I will take you into the bathroom to watch me poop so I won't be bored in there." Reading is Unicron. I don't remember doing that. That sounds like you're trying to trick me into saying something to clip, is what that sounds like. Oh, typo. Oh, that will make everything more clear. Yeah, I saw bits of, like, again, I saw bits and pieces of a lot of Pulsecon in Discords. Like, the Secret Wars Marvel Legends look fun. I'm not really that attached. Like, if you wanted to get me for Secret Wars action figures, you had to get me in the 90s when I read Secret Wars, I think. Oh, you'll send it to my Blue Sky. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, you were riffing on music over the TFO stream, so you're not... Oh. Well, I am a fake fan, I'll have you know. I am the fakest fan. Nobody's more fake than me! Nobody! Yeah, I have Jordan Hembrough here. Okay, so I gotta ask you all. Why is Jordan Hembrough suddenly the face of Hasbro streaming? What happened? And is he cool? Because, I found him irritating as the toy hunter. And that, I mean, reality TV is going to make anyone look like a worse person and more annoying. So is Jordan Hembrough, like, actually cool? I haven't kept up. I just saw his name everywhere all of a sudden. Then I saw him when I fast-forwarded into the Transformers part. And I was, like, wondering how we're all feeling about Jordan Hembrough, the toy hunter. He's the toy hunter from the Toy Hunter reality show. Like, well, that's why he fell off the grid for, like, years, and then suddenly he's all on the Hasbro streams, and I'm like, so is he a cool guy then? Is he all right? Because like I find Jordan Hembrough on the Toy Hunter incredibly annoying, and that show admittedly is very old now, so maybe he's mellowed out with age. I haven't watched him on any of these streams yet. I heard him start to say the boys at Pawtucket or whatever, and then I was like, well, I better pause here. So I don't know. Mark Fujita, he annoys me even on his own show. Are you the Mark Fujita I know as Mark Fujita, or am I misremembering your name? Either way, hello. You thought he was a Hasbro? Is he on Hasbro's staff? I don't know. The number of people saying I have no idea who that person is also very funny to me. Logos Minor, I hate him. Biggie Peeves, what's up? I had no knowledge of him before. My first experience with him was watching him go rip James Earl Jones on this stream. Yeah, also, low-key, now that we've had Thew on the streams, and then I saw Jordan Hembrough come up, I feel like Jordan Hembrough kind of started to become the Hasbro stream guy after we had the Thew stream, and I was kind of like, maybe we could just have the Thew stream some more, because I feel, I am biased, but I also feel a little bit more personable connection to Thew than Jordan Hembrough, the Toy Hunter. I also don't know if he's still the Toy Hunter, you know? The Toy Hunter, for those who don't know, was a reality TV show. One of the first times toy collecting really hit the mainstream on television, when television still really mattered. And it was the Toy Hunter. And it was all about this guy trying to buy toys from old people really cheap to sell for a lot more expensive, and kind of saying that to their face, whilst, like, going through the garage of a former Kenner employee and finding really rare prototypes and things, and then saying, like, I want to buy this off you cheap so I can sell it for expensive. And I found the whole thing very grating, and I found the whole thing was very value-oriented, which, as you may know if you've been around me long enough, I do not care for the notion of toys as investments when it comes to collecting. Anything really in collecting. But the notion of collecting for investment grates on me a lot. So someone whose entire show is kind of structured around that, plus a dose of isn't nostalgia great, annoyed me a lot back when that show was new. Thew is, the Skywarp one. Yes. Here you are thinking that... Does he have a YouTube channel? Like, this was kind of like pushing Jordan Hembrough back into my worldview in a way I wasn't, like, asking for, basically. So I'm wondering, and demonstrably the answer is either we don't know or I still don't like him. But, like, I was wondering if maybe Jordan Hembrough, like, turned a leaf and, like, hey, maybe he's a cool guy now. Maybe he's really fun to listen to. Jordan Hembrough, if you're watching, like, debate me. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna turn this. I am the Mark Fujita. I've been watching you this whole time. Mark Fujita, thank you. I thought I was the only one who was annoyed by Jordan. No, dog. Nope. A lot of people just didn't care in the long run. Jordan Hembrough irritates me. On a slightly lighter scale, parts of the toys that made us also kind of annoyed me. I don't think that they are Toy Hunter, right? And I think that a lot of toys that made us actually quite watchable, non-derogatory. But, like, every now and then it had hints that reminded me of Toy Hunter, with, like, some of the very... How do you put this? Kneel at the altar of nostalgia tone that would show through sometimes when I wanted more information. That's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Anyway, I'm gonna push play on this to get this going, and also check the volume.
And we are back. Look at those guys in Pawtucket working hard for you. Okay.
Working hard for you. Okay.
Lots of reveals and a galaxy of
Let me know how the volume is as far as the stream being kind of audible.
amazing team leading up the Marvel brand. Now, can you believe we're down to our last brand of the day?
Our
Flies when you're having fun.
Our
Okay,
last
get
brand
ready.
of the day. Alright, setting it to negative 36. Very quiet. Alright, that's a negative 30 clocking in, so I will... He's just talking about Transformers 1, it doesn't really matter. Go to negative 24. I'm just worried they're going to play music.
Now, B-Mac, Mark, Evan, roll out.
Roll out? What and roll out? What verb and roll out? Convert? Convert and roll out? Oh, also, I have to apologize. Hang on, I didn't realize. You can see the... You can see the Hasbro live stream chat. I gotta get rid of that. I gotta get rid of this. Nope. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I caught a whiff of it. It's gone now. Forever. Look at Toys That Made Us, very similar to a lot of nostalgia stuff in the UK where it's mainly about, remember this, it was great. It had a lot of decent analysis when it actually got to it, but there was so much fluff on either side. And I believe it has been stated multiple times that was partly to sell it to Netflix. I get it. I kind of get it. Still kind of annoyed. The moment they showed, like, here's a cut segment all about Wonder Bread and He-Man, I was like, why was this cut? And then every time the opening theme song played, I was like, what if you didn't have an opening theme song and then you just got to it? And then just showed the Wonder Bread He-Man segment, for instance. But again, that's my taste. I know that is... I know the show is very beloved, and I know my taste is absolutely not everyone's taste. Yeah, that was a leftover thing. Toy live stream chat is actually maybe worse than gamers and Nintendo Directs. No, the Hasbro live stream chat is not actually a bunch of users. It is... Most people don't know this. It's actually a small portal opened into the bad part of Purgatory. It's a terrible place that you should never read. Whenever I see people complaining about it, I'm like, if you're complaining about it, that means you have it open. Close it immediately. Before it pulls part of you into it forever, close it immediately. Anyway, yeah, I'll keep that closed. They're playing music! No, I'm talking over it. Okay. Stop playing the music. I like these people, though. Not to be parasocial. These are three folks I love seeing on streams. They got goofy vibe. BMAC has come so far as an on-stream person. Evan is a joy. Mark is also great. Evan is my favorite. I want jet-lagged Evan to host every stream because he's got the right combo of punchy and designer and just saying stuff. It's everything I want. Yeah, okay, so they're gonna, I guess, talk about Dino King. This is the Dino. I want to order that. I haven't gone to order anything because I'm gonna have money after next weekend. So hopefully, EB GameStop in Canada gets this thing because I would like to own this. I didn't get any of the Dino bots because the cost of a core class figure on its own in Canada is off-putting. So thinking about one equaling 6 made me just never buy them. I love Ben Marketing. Ben Marketing has his soapboxes that are nothing, but that's why I love them. Evan is a joy. Mark is a delightful uncle of all of us. Chris Muse, Mark gave me free stuff. Jealous. I want to shake Mark's hand. Not for any reason. Yeah, Evan has a frigging shelf that expands into the infinite behind his head whenever he was on a Zoom call in 2020. He's like the Transformers team's reference library for old toys they can't find in-house because he has them. Or at least he has a copy. He has his own tastes, and I appreciate that. Like, I'm not buying the dead body packs, right, from Transformers the movie. I don't have that much extra money to buy corpse versions of a bunch of Autobots. But, like, demonstrably, if I remember right, Evan really wanted to make those. And I'm like, I want people to get the chance to make their weird thing mostly for themselves. What's this? It's Cosmos. So this is getting into the, I'm guessing, the Legacy wave, like the N wave with all the package refreshes. I actually got one of these already, so so now there's going to be one more out there for all of you. As far as I know, no deco changes on these. Of course, if I get anything, if I miss something and then misspeak, please, like, give me a poke and let me know. Will I get Slipstream? I'm hoping to. I like purple, even though there's too many purples on her now, it looks like. I like that he still has the flag. Now it just doesn't make sense. This breakdown makes me happy. I like those colors. I saw that on Discord. I know there's like some accuracy questions, but when it comes to fluorescence, it's really hard to tell under any kind of post-produced lighting. This looks good enough to me. Also, because whatever this is, I like these two colors. I know a lot of people also don't like this toy, so hopefully that means I don't have trouble getting a hold of one.
He's got the G2 symbol on the hood, and he does also have the toy accurate head.
Toy accurate head? We'll never notice. I kind of see it.
Yeah, he's just beautiful. He's even got a
What's up, Dynamo Dave?
windshield, 'cause that original,
And when it comes to blues and purples, the Pantones even, they can be mathematically correct, but up until you see it in person, it might look wrong in every single photo.
with the theme of characters
that were hard to come by. Our next deluxe is the Origin Bumblebee. So
You
see
can't.
here
Okay, well, Origin Bumblebee was hard to.
crazy Energon
Or became hard to come by. The G2 breakdown doesn't solve the breakdown issue for people who couldn't get the normal one, though.
Cybertronian second.
So, yeah, here you go.
But to celebrate the 40 years,
I'm happy about this because I don't have this figure. The moment I wanted to actually get this, everyone stopped having it, and when he was on clearance in Canada, I missed him every single time. Never saw one. I saw one in a Toys R Us maybe once or twice at just normal $45 Canadian Toys R Us at the time retail. I would like this one because I have the Jazz and the Wheeljack, so I want to finish the set. I also heard it's a good figure for my tastes, but I'm happy about this because now they made a bunch of things he goes with.
and space is the place.
Space is the place. I don't know what they're
All right.
don't know what they're going on about.
Today. This one's actually new, but everybody kind of expected this newness of character. Armada Wheeljack. Let's show him here in his.
Yeah, this one was the guessable.
That Armada team, and then we can see his vehicle mode. And the
Happy
next
about that.
the really awesome sports car.
I'm basic. You make me another side swipe, and I'm like at least gonna not be mad if I end up buying it in person. I don't know if I would like pre-order necessarily, but come across one of these, and I'm like, sure. Yeah, I was kind of glancing. I noticed no Minicon. I was expecting that. I think the nature of how the legacy Minicons exist in tooling has created a logistical barrier that doesn't sound fun to talk about on a stream, so I expect that they're not going to talk about it much.
How much more Armada you guys want, because this guy does look stellar.
Continue to ignore Energon like everybody else.
I heard Evan was going to drop that line about Energon. I think that's cute.
I was happy about getting that in. No Minicon, unfortunately, because of the piece count, but
Piece count, yeah. I mean that.
through the Autobots thing.
At least Mark said it.
So
There's a longer way to say it that's even less fun, and it starts to tread on my bosses told us no. I'm editorializing, by the way. I don't know this for sure. It's an educated guess.
So let's rotate now into our Voyager class figures. So this, I think, everybody's going to be excited about. This
Yeah, the SG one was like in a 2-pack that I missed.
Join the team is when are you going to get the Coneheads back out there? Finally, we gave you Dirge last year. We're giving you Ramjet this year. We split the 2-pack up. Awesome.
What about Thrust? I am happy about this because the 2-pack that they split up and that this is completing is a chip on my shoulder for the entirety of Lockdown. I still have it in my Amazon wish list out of anger. It's never coming back. But I had an order with Amazon for a year, and then we pieced together that no Canadian had their pre-order shipped from Amazon, but they kept them open long enough for everyone who didn't foresee it, like myself, not foreseeing it, to stick with the pre-order. I have a pre-order, and then like a year later, we can't fulfill this. How's Momsulus doing? All her numbers are doing better, and finally she is emotionally and physically starting to do a bit better. It's going to be up and down still, but thank you, Chris Muse, for asking.
When he came out the first time, we kind of short packed him in the assortment. That's our bad. You know, it happened. Tarn, so you can see him here in his beautiful purple colors and tank.
Oh yeah, there was a question about whether or not Tarn had any deco changes. He's just purple. He looks different in every photograph. That just happens. Yeah, my mom, she's got a checkup on Monday to like really figure out what the next steps are, but overall, it's with a lot of heavy downs. There have generally been an upswing as far as progress and how one would hope things would go. I hope all of y'all who wanted a Tarn are able to get at this. Instantly less fun if you paid like $80 for him or something.
We're doing the speed round. We're gonna go right into leader. So this
Well, Dynamo Dave, I think they mentioned also he was like slightly short packed in the wave he came out. I can't remember the wave assortment. I remember other trivia.
So Galaxy Shuttle building out there.
I know this is a thing.
Kids, because this is all about space.
Because all the Galaxy shuttles ended up in Canada and America got none of them. So, you know, we deserved it.
Then the last photo, you can see him there. So a lot of
Woo woo, right here. I don't need one. I already got one. So this pack, I love this packaging refresh wave because I have most of it, and it's doing a service to people, and it's letting the line do what retailers want, and I think it's a win-win-win for everybody because it's not like these were going to be a bunch of new characters. This was just not going to be a wave, and instead it's a wave in service of a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that I kind of like took it.
I don't know what happened. I think my video card exploded because the YouTube feed was also starting to chunk out. Where's OBS at? Here it is. Let me know if I'm alive on the internet. Oh, this is wide now. Oh, the chat's open again. Close that. Okay. That's better. I'll squish this a bit like this, and then we'll resize it over here. There we go. I'm back, baby. I don't know if I mentioned it. So you didn't just make it through a forest of buffering. This is back. You didn't just make it through a forest of buffering. My computer suddenly slammed to black, display gone, but it kept playing the YouTube video audio. And so I was like, I don't know what's happening. So I checked on the Discord, and people said it's down. So I restarted my computer, and we're back. Hopefully it won't happen again. If it does, then at least you know what happens next time we slam to black. I think, yeah, something made my video card want to die. And I told it, no, you don't get to die. Not until I tell you you can. You basic little scumbag, etc., etc. Okay, yeah, so we still running over here. Whatever, we're back. Push play on this again. Let's see if it chunks out again. I gotta keep an eye. Next time the frame rate starts dying, I'm gonna pause the YouTube video. That's gotta be my my clue.
Obviously, when
Let's see if I can skip ahead a bit.
For the little
Do a tight master. This next picture blew my mind, finding out that Mark was actually able to do this with the deco and get the jet mode done and completely over hiding all the green parts.
So this is that Blitzwing who changes colors. The overcharge.
Overcharge, getting a leader troop builder.
So we also the volume. The volume is still looking okay, or did it change? I think it was at 24 before. Yeah, there we go.
So there is an alt head on this. If you notice, he has the vents.
Oh, there's an alt head. That's cool.
Which is a classic transformery trait, which I love.
I kind of like this because, as I've mentioned before, I like all triple changers.
Spray on the sword there. He does still come with the Energon fist blasters that act as.
I hope that the fists don't crack apart like the one on mine did on this, but it's.
I mean, this triple changer is pretty much phenomenal.
It's luck of the draw.
That pewter gray tone, I kind of like darkened, but light.
Army of Bees. You think it's OBS? That I mean, it probably is OBS. It probably is OBS. Yeah, I like the color change gimmick on the deco between the two alt modes on this. I think it's neat. Obviously, it's not perfect, but it's a cool trick. It's a leader class toy, so it's not like, oh, you should buy it because of the trick, but I also like triple changers. That said, I still don't have Studio Series 86 Springer. I'm holding off on that till after the toy show.
For Hasbro Pulse Premium members, all the legacy items you just saw as well.
Maybe it was the Hasbro chat infection. Could have been.
Pulse Premium members,
Which is why we just did our speed round, so we can get them out there before
we want to make sure you guys have time to get.
He should not have a mouth. Listen. Everyone should get the chance to have a mouth if they want one.
And where fine toys are.
Also, you know, just
That's a fun recap there. But, let's
army build. Yeah.
get into our Hall of Fame.
I mean, listen. People eagerly said I will troop build the blue Omega Supreme. Did they? I don't know. But a bunch of people were like, oh, I should order 3 of those. So, like, leader class, they got the data.
Marcelo was here on vacation visiting all of us.
I didn't know Marcelo was really there. I thought they were going to zoom him in. I just saw him at ages 3 and up when I was there last month. I know the spoiler of what happens here. I'm happy for him.
Fun questions on this year's Hall of Fame bout. The first one may be a little off.
Marcelo Matier has gone unrecognized for doing Transformers packaging art for like 16 years at least.
Who was your favorite of the 13 primes? The answer, gonna shock nobody. None other than our good friend.
I still remember when he was doing packaging art for like, I forgot what it was. What year? It was in the early 2010s, and I was at a BotCon, and I was like, oh, did they fly you out here? He's like, no, I paid my own way out from Brazil. And I was like, you do the packaging art? What? So anyway, this is a nice overture to extend. A little delayed, I would say, but
Energon's so powerful it ignites into flames, so you can't really go wrong.
I just remember it's like, oh, he does the packaging art anyway. He has to pay his own ticket. They give him an Artist Alley table, just a basic Artist Alley table. And then maybe they give him some toys. He did the animated packaging art too. He's done almost all the packaging art since like '08, I think. Or at least a lot of it. He's done all the Studio Series 86 packaging art, I think. Maybe some of it was someone else. He's been doing tons of the packaging art and adapting to other art, like the animated packaging art being Marcelo's. I always thought it was Seba Naylor or Wyatt. I didn't know it was him. Yeah, V-Rider. I'm much more interested in a Hall of Fame that's about humans, because as much as I'm spitting on the legacy of a movie franchise, toys don't have feelings and don't care or even are aware that they're added to a Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame should be about humans now. We for a decade it's been about Transformers characters. It can still be about them, but I am so much more interested in humans getting recognized because they can actually appreciate what's happening. Whereas, like, hey, Optimus Primal, you made it into the Hall of Fame, and then, like, you know, a screenshot from a TV show stares back at you because it's not alive. Yeah, like Marcelo did the SS86 Optimus packaging art entirely.
Tomo-san did an amazing job with a lot of the engineering there. His articulation's a lot of fun. Is this
So I believe he did anyway. I thought he posted the line art. If I'm starting to like, I'm trying to like just pull from memory. So if I get some bits and pieces wrong, then whatever, that happens. I'm also a human. It's messed up. I have meat in me. I got a skeleton inside my body. It's completely screwed up. And those bones in that skeleton, they got marrow inside of them.
working with him for all of Studio Series 8?
Nothing makes sense. Oh, there he said it. Yeah.
We have one more Hall of Fame item for the year for toys, anyways.
Oh.
And that was our exclusive toy of the year, in which we rolled our collab program into.
This was a funny vote when like what was it, like 4 or 5 of the things on the vote like weren't really publicly accessible yet.
That is good.
Getting to talk to Paramount and Nickelodeon, working.
I apologize, Chris Muse. Yeah, my skeleton is really annoying. It hasn't. You know, now I've made it far enough. I don't care if it happens. It hasn't broken anything, let alone had any marrow go weird. My skeleton is an irritating overachiever.
One in van mode, perfect. So spectacular. Yeah. One more piece of business for Hall of Fame.
We have a little something else.
We do have something else. So every year we
Oh, look at Marcelo. He's like, what?
to our Hall of Fame. I think we're gonna shock this human in about 3 seconds when we say it, but our actual human inductee this year is none other than Marcelo.
That's great. I love that. Marcelo's fun to talk to. He lives in Canada now, so he doesn't have to travel from Brazil to go to anything. He's been in Canada for a while, but like it was nice catching up with him at A3U.
Absolutely outrageous at this point in time.
I bought his sketchbook.
For I don't even know how long you've been
Most of us on the brand, so
Oh, Chris Muse, fire that skeleton.
pure passion that you put into all your projects. I think we all celebrate all your artwork.
Oh my gosh, I'm speechless. Sorry for that because I was not expecting. I was expecting.
Aww.
Thank you a lot.
It was funny. I told Marcelo that I was buying a lot of pens because as a coping mechanism whilst out helping my mom, and that Michael's had a big sale: buy 3 get 2 free on Copics. And he was like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I got a Michael's near me," and I'm like, "Dog, yeah. It's not just. It's every single pen that they sell, not in a pack of pens. Every single pen was buy 3 get 2 free. So go stock up." He's like, "All right, I will." He also, and I told him I was messing around with stuff again. He gave me a recommendation on some white pens to add, you know, like solid white back in on top of stuff. He also had the Copic notepad paper that I had bought, buy 2 get 1 free. And I was like, "Hey, I got 3 of those." He's like, "Yeah, it's the best." So I got the Marcelo Mateer recommendations on my art supplies.
Right? So you might have heard about it. Yeah. So we have some fun figures coming from our friends at 3-0. We're gonna blast through these really quick. You can go get all of the full information on Hasbro Pulse later on.
Much more. I heard that these have a good price point.
The MDLX Optimus Prime Orion packs would be able to make them look like both modes.
Be super cool
So super awesome.
if I got review samples of these.
7-inch scale figures. Wouldn't be complete if we don't do casts. So next, Megatron E16.
I like that they have the form change.
To do him version cog power, that he gets bigger, better, all of that. And then we can't have the line
Yeah, 60 USD.
awesome bad.
So they're down to where like MDLX Bumblebee was at.
They nailed this and comes with that.
I know that we were all like, "Oh, it's going to be $80-90 per," and then
Himself.
now that I saw 60 USD, I'm like, "Oh, you know what? They're probably more like the Bumblebee in that they're just like SH Fig Arts of robots." So that could actually be kind of sick.
All right. One other little franchise update before we get back to some product for you guys. 2 days ago, September.
We're calling it product now.
Finale of Skybound's Transformers.
Well, not now, but forever.
Universe. If you haven't read it yet.
By the way, retailer incentive cover of Skybound issue number 13, the one by the Italian dude, Francesco something or other. Total generative garbage. Send an email to Skybound, tell them you don't want to see them working with that guy again. He got axed by DC over multiple generative covers. A precedent has already been set. He's the Spawn cover artist. I think that's how he still has work through Image. Send him lots of emails. Tell him, no, we don't like this guy. Screw that guy. There are plenty of eager Transformers artists, fan and otherwise, who could be having a retailer incentive cover slot opportunity. Dude had 4 covers get axed by DC because one of the Supermen on the cover had 2 tails on the S. Because the guy is so lazy, he gets work from DC, does generative photochoppery, and still left 2 tails on the S.
Works in the studio series business. He'll be taking over fan exclusives from me as I move more onto G.I. Joe. So let's officially...
Francesco Mattina, thank you, Long was here. Yeah, screw that guy.
Hello, guy I work with every day.
Email Skybound and say you are not happy to see that guy's work. Especially if you want to really be manipulative. As a fan of DC and seeing him disrespect my hero Superman. But he's in with the Spawn folks. Skybound's part of Image. I'm sure it's absolute corporate, professional nepotism at work. But whatever. Figured I'd get that out there since Skybound came up. Yeah, he's also, I looked into this, he's also a known tracer, then he was a known photochopper. He has altered his ability to be as lazy as possible with the advance of technology. He's, yeah, Greg Land hasn't touched generative, as far as I can tell. This dude was doing it all. He was doing tracing, then he was doing photochopping, then he went straight to generative. And probably uses photochopping with generative to try to, you know, piece the more coherent looking bits together. But go look at that Megatron. It's absolute gobbledygook.
Yep. So B127 worked with Koki-san on this. So this is part of our A-level assortment. So he'll be available.
Durable toys. They can take getting knocked over. These are the Studio Series Deluxes, right?
I guess I'm going to talk about Alita as well.
Yelling about that numbnut so long. Photochopping is like taking other people's art and instead of tracing it, use Photoshop to blend it together as layers and whatnot.
Comes with a blaster, and he also comes with a tracker.
That's very broad strokes, and I'm getting bits and pieces wrong, but...
Also comes with a tracker blaster. Don't skewer me, you just gotta wait a week.
Evan proving that Alita 1 is a durable toy even in prototype state. Good man, good man.
And she's also a rough prototype model at the moment.
These look... I think these look fine. Yeah, I have a plan here. I'm gonna turn this off.
Did you also work with Koki-san?
There we go. When you can see me, say Aardvark. It's chopping already. Don't like this. 13th. Except for when Mozatron said it. Don't say that one. Say it the next time that it's Friday the 13th. If I'm back again. Or if I pop in the middle of a sentence, tell me where in the middle of a sentence I popped in. If I pop in the middle of speaking, tell me where in the middle of speaking I pop in. If I pop in twixt the midst of orating, tell me where in the twixt of orating I have erupted into view. Whatever you heard first, let me know. Did you hear... What was the first thing you heard when I popped back in? That lets me know for lag's sake. I've opened OBS in safe mode. And I'm hoping that helps. 13th. I have erupted into views. So, okay, so that took me... We lost about a minute of me yammering before I popped into view. That's good to know for if this happens again. I've opened OBS in safe mode. I'm not... Because I was going to say, maybe it's because I'm running a YouTube video and OBS at the same time. I watched that entire BotCon 2000 dinner video in here with y'all a couple streams ago, so it can't be that. Bees said that there were similar issues happening with OBS on Bees' end. And that makes sense. I'm wondering, though, if I need to not look at this YouTube video on screen and just play the audio, because we must be almost through the Transformers part. So maybe I'll just do that. And I'm just going to see if this
Knife Hands comes with this
changes
blaster,
anything.
And he also comes with a tracker blaster, which is a little bit of a spoiler to the movie.
So-
but one also comes with tracker blaster.
All right, tracker blasters are apparently a spoiler for the movie. He knocked over Alita again. I've turned the video off just to see if things go chop out as
And she's
fast
also a rough prototype
again.
at the moment.
Uh,
So, colors pending.
Still the same stream, thank goodness.
No, Alita was a Jima-san. Yeah.
Yes.
And-
Big E.
Biggie, exactly. He did a fantastic job with her. We were able to condense
I wonder if I...
all
I mean, no, the resolution I'm streaming at,
It's always very difficult.
or the resolution I'm playing YouTube at,
Such a fantastic
shouldn't
It's
matter.
nice. We finally got her in deluxe mode. Last time we did it from Studio Series was we did a bike from Rise of the Beasts in core class.
Yeah.
Great figure, but it's great. To
I think the
give
Alita
her
looks
a
good,
figure
but
in
also,
deluxe
like,
mode.
hey, female Transformer figures have their own, like,
But we do
thing
have
where it's
an
still
offer
neat
for
to see
doing
them
it.
exist, right?
It's going to be our very first Voyager Transformers 1 Studio Series figure. Trust us, we've already seen the Easter eggs online
Huh?
on the trailer for the movie, and we're incredibly excited about all the figures.
Nate
that are
Marketing,
coming
you
from
do not
Transformers
look as
1.
calm
We'll
as
see
the rest of
tons
these
more
cool
Studio
folks.
Series, but right now we've got the
Oh, this is a Voyager.
Voyager Transformers 1 Sentinel
Pop
Prime.
this up for a second.
First
That's a
of all,
Voyager.
Great. He's looking great. I love
Yeah.
this design.
I mean, it's a very interesting design because one worked with Kunihiro-san on this, so this is a bit of a spoiler, but he's somewhat of a triple changer in the movie, which you will see. He essentially has an alt mode, a robot mode, but he also has a battle mode.
Oh, battle
He
mode.
armors
That's
up,
neat.
Gets a little bit wider, reveals a whole bunch of blasters. He has a battle.
That looks pretty neat. Like, I'm having a glance at it, right? But I mean, that looks like a neat way to have, like, a souped up robot mode.
He really does.
Jet mode looks
He's a
fine.
really fun figure to play with, so I can't wait for folks to kind of get him and kind
Looks
of
like they're doing an arm cannon by just having the forearm slide over the fist. I kind of dig that, very Mega Man.
Yeah,
I wonder what kind of role he plays in the movie.
Yeah, I'm not like gonna dog on Nate. I always love it when fresh blood shows up and, you know, our seasoned COVID lockdown streamers are all like, ah, welcome, newbie.
but okay.
Perfect.
Great.
So that's the three.
Those are the three.
Do you want to tell them when they can...
Red Snarl, thank you. Sounds like there's a 24-second delay from when you guys type something and it appears on stream.
VMAC already talked about all of the legacy pre-orders and the Dino King for Pulse Premium.
So they're talking about pre-order stuff. They must be almost done with Transformers. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna look ahead.
For the Studio Series
Yeah, they're almost
Transformers
done.
1 pre-orders, those are going to go live September 17th, right around 1 p.m. So again,
There's a neat look with all the sprues in the background, but like I also want to know what those are.
It's going to be an annual tradition, so something that you can look
Can I
forward
buy
to
those?
every single year.
And it's the day after my birthday, which is great.
Yeah, like at a glance, I think Sentinel looks pretty cool, but also, to be fair, Voyager class jet transformer who's blue and has a battle mode. It's like, yeah, that's a bunch of really cool stuff. You line up all those words. It sounds like a good time.
We usually do Space Bridge. Clearly, we are a little pressed for time, but we weren't going to do it anyway, so we have a lot of stuff coming out this fall, what to do. But I think it's time...
Yeah, they're
to
talking
talk
at New York
about
Comic Con
what's
and whatnot,
coming
right?
out
And
the
Transformers Day
legacy
via Walmart.
logo. And we're going to let you all
Oh, I saw a
talk
screen cap
about
of this.
for a little while till we come out with more info. So
Goff
we're
He
gonna
Primes!
after Legacy,
Jeff He
Transformers Age of
Jeff
Prime,
He
season 4.
Primes!
Super nice and
I-
cool. Shout out again to our package.
Jeff He Primes!
Plastic windows are back on Transformers when this starts happening, so
Geff Primes! G of He Primes!
Too far ahead. I know folks are expecting.
Geff
Yes.
Geff He Primes!
So we definitely.
Age F He Primes! Gay He
So please bear with us just a little bit.
A Thop!
In October.
I think it's kind of weird that they're still talking about plastic windows. It's such an annoying nothing conversation that doesn't matter!
To know the excitement when we announced
I'm not just talking to them, I'm talking to all of you too.
eternity ago. It was like a month and a half ago, but we're gonna
You
have
want to know what
big
they need to
news
do?
from 1027 on our next
The
episode.
actual soapbox. I'm talking to all of you guys on the stream too. Even though you have nothing to do with this. This is people above you. Just create a robust parts replacement infrastructure. Have slightly less profits for a year or two. Create a robust parts replacement infrastructure that will be a soil to build upon for decades to come if you even last that long. Goodwill everywhere. Anyway, yeah, get this off now. This is before this crashes me out some more. That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there's windows or not. Go windowless boxes, go full art prints on those boxes, and have a robust parts replacement infrastructure to deal with QC issues that may or may not require one to want to look at the toy in the first place. That won't happen overnight. That will cost a lot of money. It should. They have lots of money. Chris, quote, giant stinking bags of, end quote, cocks, is in the midst of trying to turn everything left at Wizards of the Coast, a subsidiary of the Hasbro brand that he is a CEO of, into a giant profit machine. Use some of that, use all of that money on the company and on the things you do. There you go. Fixed it. Fixed everyone's problems. When people want to get on a soapbox about whether or not, when they want to have like a debate about whether or not they should skip all of it. Put your energy into something that is palpable and that matters, like talking about perhaps use your riches to create a robust parts replacement infrastructure to solve all of these, rather than having a bunch of internet fans argue about whether or not they want windows on boxes, because that's all aesthetic and it's also all environmental, and there are solutions both ways. No one making those decisions at Hasbro is listening to you or cares. They absolutely could afford to do a robust parts replacement infrastructure. They simply have to make less than several $billion in a year. And that is what a corporation should accept as its fate. But in this case, they don't have to, because they're trying to repurpose Wizards of the Coast into, as I said, a giant money juice machine. Granted, that's being done so that about 8 people can have more billions of dollars. But I would rather see them turn all of that into something useful that creates goodwill and that is of use to me, because I don't care about the CEOs of Hasbro. Chris, giant stinking flaccid bag of big wet meaty disgusting end quote cocks, doesn't need any more money. He's fine. Anyway, I don't know how I got into that topic, but let's look at some of the screen caps to see if I missed anything. This is all from that stream that I just saw that blew up my stream a bunch of times. This is all stuff that we've seen already. Apparently someone's complaining on TFW that Origins Bumblebee is going to be a Voyager price, but apparently he's being sold as a deluxe price. Don't read the comments section. I'm going to close this YouTube window. I don't like it anymore. Oh, here's the nice photos of everything. I'm not sure this is really going to inform anything that I haven't talked about already, but yeah, some packaging shots. That's neat. The leaders are going to be visible. Yeah, nothing really fresh here. Happy. I said it already. I'm very happy about a packaging refresh-oriented wave. I think it's generally good for everybody. Anti-diarrheal diuretic, by the way, is the word up there on the top left. Now, that's Pulsecon. Something, they opened up orders. I don't know if you could order anything. I didn't, because I don't have any money right now, so whatever. There was also the Transformers 40th Anniversary Expo over in Japan. And there was some big news out of that. I'd also like to comb through a couple photos of that, too. By the way, shouts out if Hasbro CEO Chris Cox is watching the stream. He isn't, but it would be quite funny if he was, randomly, for some reason. I didn't know this was something that was going to be sold. Just just the throne again, but in gray on a blister card. I really like this. This thing is just everywhere. They can make more of it. I'm happy about that. Cosmos already disappeared from Pulse. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's a retail toy, so it will show up for pre-order at lots of other places. That doesn't really help anyone. But don't worry if you couldn't get it with Pulse. That's something I'm trying to get over, where it's like, if I don't get it on EB GameStop with my 10% off, what's the point? It's like, the point is that then you have to pay the 10% and get it from somewhere else. Just grow up, is what I tell myself. So I'm trying to get over some of that. Yeah, the chair. What was my favorite reveal of Pulsecon? I was really pleasantly surprised by how good the G2 breakdown looks. because I don't mind that mold. So really, really nice colors on it is cool. The Studio Series Transformers 1 stuff looks neat, but like I haven't seen the movie yet, so like my hype has a certain ceiling where I'm, like I was saying, Sentinel Prime just looks like a cool toy to fill out the Voyager price point. But like, that's all I really got. Yeah, Timu, you don't even need to open the package to use the chair. But yeah, all the TF1 advanced screenings all happened while I was looking after my mom. So Paramount are a bunch of monsters. Also, I forgot, or maybe was this just not, I don't know. I didn't know that this was happening. And then I saw this and I was like, dog, right after the Studio Trigger 40th video had the really nice art piece of his last scene. What a time to really make me interested in, Armada Thundercracker, Armada Starscream S. I also have never picked up the Armada Thundercracker or Starscream from Legacy. Never saw it, and never came across it at a time when I felt like picking it up. So maybe I'll just pick this one up sometime. I don't know. I don't know if I'll get a good chance to either. But it looks nice. It's blue. This clown came out. Missing Link Sentinel Prime. Really don't like the blue legs on him. Totally put me off this thing, but I know some folks some folks are into this. And it's fine. It looks cool. I just don't really like the blue legs on it that much. And then what? There's the Studio Series Nemesis Prime. This is something I just got to come across in a convention floor and for not expensive. This is the kind of thing where it's like I got to spare $80. Pfft, Japanese exclusive in black. Yeah, that's the classic style. Have I played Gravity Rush? No, I have not. The Studio Trigger video is excellent. I was thinking of, I don't want to play it on a stream right now because I feel like that's asking for it. That's really asking for it. That's asking to die. Oh wait, I know what's going on. I know something that was chunking this out. That might have fixed something. I'm going to minimize this though, just in case. Anyway. I was thinking of doing a stream of just like maybe going through it on mute, and talking about how many times it affected me when I got to see it within like 10 minutes of it going live because that's how long it took before someone ripped it. Thank goodness. I have a big Blue Sky thread about it. I could always show, and kind of go through my thoughts there too. Before I do that, I want to finish talking about the 40th anniversary Expo. So these are these just product pictures? This is just product pictures. There's shots from the actual Expo here as well. I'm not going to play Wotafa's walkthrough, because again, go check out Wotafa's walkthrough if you want to see a walkthrough. I haven't looked at it yet, but I have not looked at any of these photos so far. I want to make sure this is viewable. Okay, so it is viewable. Bunch of Unicrons, that funny Optimus Prime car. Guessing we've had some dioramas out here. Looks neat. Good old Nitro Zeus. That probably would have been really cool to see in person, like these giant Transformers things. Less exciting to me in photos, I have to admit. Like I'm kind of like, yep, neat. If it was in person, probably a little bit more exciting for me. What's up, T-Fan Page? Yeah, Studio Series TF1 is probably going to get the old Nemesis Prime treatmento. This one's funny because like. Poor Megatron, they're trying to do the ice look. They're doing this. I think this is fine. But my friend Genevieve pointed out it looks like he fell into a bunch of packing foam. And it's like, yeah. It does. It's a cool effect, though. It's all right. It's very, very high school diorama. I like it. Very costume party. You kind of want to touch it, though. Like you're curious, is it solid or would it give if I touch it? I think that was all the photos. Get tarred and feathered. Yeah. And then there was the big news. This is exciting to me. Missing Link Sunstreaker, also some Arcee, but Missing Link Sunstreaker. I don't mean to denigrate the Arcee. I'm more so denigrating Missing Link because I've been very unexcited about Missing Link after handling Missing Link Convoy, who's fine and a very good figure. It's just like I realized this doesn't excite me. I got to play with Toy Guys at TFCon LA for a minute, and I was like, this is really neat, but now I don't want to spend like $70+ on this. So that kind of like, you know, I have not really been hunting one. I've been like, I would love to pick one up sometime because it is neat. I just don't want to go out of my way and make it into a quest. And I think it is still a piece where you kind of have to quest for it as a personal thing. So I was like, I'm okay just watching. And then, you know, Bumblebee and Cliffjumper are like, those are neat. Those, again, personally doesn't make me like super excited, but that's neat. What makes me excited, and the Arcee, right? There is an excitement to this in that this will make this toy exist in any form, which is really cool, let alone a missing link form. Obviously, you know, as they describe in the translation of the plaque, they're just showing a representation of the old foam prototype. They're actually they're basically designing a new toy, where the robot mode and alt mode have a sort of predetermined vibe. But they're otherwise pretty much designing a new toy. So who knows how this will look, you know, in the end. Like what they are showing for Arcee is a representation at best. This is not like it's the prototype and it works. This is a representation at best. So it's going to be this, but posable, and it transforms. And like that could look like anything. So I don't really have any thoughts other than I think it's very cool that this is the direction they're going. Obviously, yeah, everyone's talking about them doing Unicron. I don't think that's immediately like, yes, the next thing we'll do. But I'm sure that's like floating around on a notepad somewhere. But this is very neat. This gets me excited though. Oh, is there a better photo? Yeah. Oh, nice. I hadn't seen this photo yet. Yeah, this gets me excited for multiple reasons. A, when Missing Link Convoy happened, I was like, don't get attached to the idea of them doing a whole line of these. These are basically brand new toys with very weird limitations they have to work around. Don't be surprised if it's really only one or two things. I would still say, don't be surprised if the line is maybe one or two things a year tops. However, if they were going to do a Missing Link toy, this, to me, is 100 times more exciting than Missing Link Convoy. Because this is the original Transformer. This is the OG Diaclone car robot. This is also a G1 toy that cannot be reissued for various reasons we don't necessarily know. We just know it can't be. So this brings G1 Sunstreaker's physical form back into reality in a way that can be purchased and interacted with, but also to give it the Missing Link treatment. That's not only academically, but that is, to me, just so much more in line with any kind of reverence you want to apply to Missing Link. Is you have the original car robot, ostensibly the first Transformer, getting this treatment. It's also a hard one to put the treatment on because Sunstreaker's weird. The car robots are all very weird. And Sunstreaker is, I would say, one of the weirdest ones. You can kind of make out some ideas of what they're going for here. Like they're leaning in to the enormous shape of his arms, probably to help with, you know, hiding fists or having a swap out fist or whatever. They've split the uni leg, and I'm assuming the hips are going to be kind of weird like Convoy's. Maybe they won't be, and that would be cool. So I'm very excited about this. This is really stroking the muscle. This is really tapping the bone. This is really squishing the eyeball. This is really caressing the tongue. This is putting it all over the place exactly where you want it. This is the kind of sauce that you want on your glizzy. I said before T-Fan Page 101 earlier in the stream before everything started going haywire, I am a fake fan. I'm the fakest fan. None of you are more fake than me. My fake is the biggest. It's really streaking the sun, yeah. So I'm very excited about this. If they do spin out, that would be awesome. They only did 2 colorways on that Optimus, and I think that was still more Optimus than we got to do 2 colorways, and then, you know, the Sentinel exclusive. I'm sure doing a red one is more likely to be the thing that would happen with this, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it, and if it happens, I will be ecstatic. I am more interested in a red version of this than a yellow one, because the red one is the first Transformer, right? Chris Muse, welcome back to the stream. So I am so excited about this. Still surprised we only got 2 B molds. I expect that more colors of plastic are being loaded into injectors for the Missing Link Bumblebee Cliff Jumper. Well, Corden is going to need a retool. That's also where I'm kind of like, if you do Corden, you need to tool in a light bar. If you do the OG Diaclone Car Roboto, then you don't need to tool in a light bar. I've just been messing with Corden recently, actually. I found him in one of my shelves, and I hadn't transformed Masterpiece Sunstreaker in like a couple years, and I was like, I wonder if it's still like one of my favorite things ever, and it still is. I was able to figure it out, robot to car, without having to check anything except like one picture, and it felt real good. Missing Link Wheelie, please. That should be the next one. Someone in the Discord was saying they were really hoping for... Was it the Discord? Or it might be a different Discord. Someone was saying they really were hoping for Missing Link Ultra Magnus. That is absolutely in a whiteboard somewhere, because that is using a thing they've already made, right? It's not so much we got to design this from the ground up. It's we got to make a posable trailer for Missing Link Convoy. So I'm sure that is in the works somewhere. It might not come out, but I'm sure they're trying at least. That's one of those things that is like kind of a higher concept to think about as a toy collector, is the notion of finding satisfaction in the extreme likelihood that something is at least being attempted, whether or not they actually pull it off. I think that's something that as collectors, as you get older as a collector, but even at the base level, I think it's an important concept to try to find peace with, because it's better it's better for your brain to think it's neat they tried something rather than to be angry that it didn't come out for you to buy, basically. I think it's better for your brain in general. Long was here. I am totally in on... Bees is the first person I saw say it. I'm totally in on Missing Link Megatron being Megatron Gaslight mode, where he's got the G1 robot mode and he turns into a tank. I think that's imperative. I think it would actually be 100 times more interesting than a Missing Link Megatron that turns into a gun. And then it would also be really funny. Especially because you'd have to... I mean, I would turn into an angry YouTube man if they did that but didn't keep the trigger crotch. So it's going to be like trigger crotch Megatron, and then it's like, well, what's the trigger crotch for? And then you just go like, basic fool! It's there for the turret mode's alt mode mass, obviously. If you really love G1, you know that. I just think it'd also be a more interesting toy. Because like G1 Megatron's neat, but like his legs fold up and his torso turns sideways. Like he's not like a mind-blowing old piece. Much like how well, he's more mind-blowing than one other thing about Missing Link Convoy where I was kind of like not as excited is like the solution to the challenge seemed very straightforward, and I was more surprised by the additions to the basic version of it that could have been, as opposed to like, wow, he's posable, because it's like, if you've ever touched a G1 Optimus Prime, it's kind of like, I see how this could be done, you know. It's more where they went above and beyond. Those were the parts that I think were more exciting. See, we're getting into it. Yeah, G1 Megatron was always a tank, as we all know. Anyway, I'm very excited about this. And I think this is neat. I'm excited about this, too, in the idea that Missing Link could become a concept series analog to, like, Studio Series, and I think that would be super cool. I am way more excited about... And I think that this was a discourse we had many years ago when third-party transforming robot toys felt like they had a higher creative ceiling available to them that would sell pieces. And that was the idea of making new toys in a G1 style. Making a lockdown that looks like this, for instance. And I think it would be really cool if Missing Link pivoted really quickly into doing ugly 1986 style toys of other Transformers characters who came out in the 21st century, but with the Missing Link hand feel and posability. I think that would be super cool. It would in fact be cooler to me than trying to finish a cast, quote unquote. Do a Missing Link lockdown and bulkhead, for instance. I think that would be amazing. And yeah, you know, then maybe Missing Link Buffalo Dump, maybe Missing Link Megatron turns into Starscream or whatever, right? Or Skywarp, sorry. So, you know. No, I don't even want Lockdown from Sunstreaker. Fully just original. Pick the robot mode look, pick the alt mode look, and then Missing Link them together like a motion tween. Yeah, Missing Link Lugnut. Missing Link Giltor would be super neat. That would be, like, in the style of the two G1 toys, right? And then you come up with just, like, a bonkers-ass tank mode for it. So basically, I want Missing Link to pivot away from the direct nostalgia extremely fast to do more stuff like this Arcee. And yeah, there's already, like, you know, there's that weird third-party Missing Link-ish, Grimlock-ish figure already coming out. I haven't yet listened to Evan's episode on Triple Takeover. I heard that he talked a little bit about the idea of lost molds. I've been meaning to check that out. I had the tab open and I never got around to it. Anyway, yeah. This was some of the other exciting, neat news. Animated bulkhead that turns into prime bulkhead. No, and also Energon bulkhead. Make the Omni bulkhead. One of those other bulkheads has enough mass to just hold an entire figure, right? If you make it big enough. So you could just stuff Energon bulkhead as the turn inside out transformation. Because you go animated bulkhead, and then prime bulkhead is where the gut kind of just sucks in. And then Energon bulkhead is when he turns inside out. To reveal that he's also a helicopter. I'm sure, probably before a Unicron, a Missing Link Metroplex is probably another thing written on a notepad somewhere, because also, that's another one where the solution to the problem is pretty straightforward, because Metroplex is a big stick man who kind of sits down, right? So, there's a whole... He is a canvas to paint upon if you want to just put joints in him, right? Sky Seiyu, I may be a couple decades late. Should I be worried about G1 Double Cross's hairy dragon limbs? I don't know. Do a Missing Link movie hound. Specifically for Chris Muse. Missing Link beards. We need Rekgar doesn't have one. We need Missing Link G1 Scourge immediately as the only bearded G1 face sculpt. Were there any other bearded G1 face sculpts? Because Toy Rekgar is a clean-shaven little freak. He's a little baby face boy. No good. The toy, great. Face, no good. Yeah, just do it. Yeah, have it flip out. Have it unfold when you open his door, his little face door. Yeah. Trickster, yeah, correct. Clean-shaven Rekgar is a cursed image. He kind of has a walrus. They paint the whole thing blue. The whole thing is blue. Picky Peeves, I just noticed you time traveled 1 minute back to the present. How was the past? Missing Link GoBots Command Center. I would love to see Bandai go whole hawk and do, like, Missing Link Machine Robo at the exact same size, because pocket-sized posable GoBots would be basically dream toys. Those would be scientifically perfected toys. I would love them. Action Toys Machine Robo was already supposed to be that, but Action Toys apparently fell into a black hole. So, you know, we gotta pivot to where we can. That's Diaclone. No, Diaclone's a little bit too big still. It's a little bit too big. Griffman, that would imply Bandai has any idea what to do with Machine Robo. Look, I mean, we gotta always caveat these great ideas with, you know, star footnote, taking into account a hypothetical lack of incompetence on the part of the license holder, end quote, right? But, you could do Seekers without removable fists, I think, but I think the arms from the elbows up would look a lot different, and I think that would also be how you add elbows, if that makes any sense. Diaclone has a very different look than the GoBots Command Center. Correct, Zero. That is true. That is. We need Star Wars collab GoBots at Command Center, and then we got something happening. Action Toys exist. Prove it! You just got their vehicle Voltron. That could have been found at the abandoned estate. There's no proof anyone's alive still at Action Toys. They could have made a bunch of vehicle Voltrons before they got pulled into the void. And then someone found the box. No truth. There's no truth. No proof. Plenty of truth. No proof. What if the Valkai says, what if the Seeker fists went into hollowed out side body blocks? That's what I was saying. Either that or fold up into the biceps and make the biceps a bit fatter. Like, the whole part of this is you're going to get rid of the rod, right, that the arms are on. It's probably going to be a rotating block. That opens up all that space to rotate out as well now, as opposed to being like a frame. I'm just spitballing, too. Like, whatever ideas we have, we aren't working on the missing link line. But I feel like it's feasible. There's one, a live person at the Action Toys estate. Source, I was there. No, that means you're the one! Run before the void comes for you! The floor's open. You're gonna no-clip. The floor looks like it's real. It's just a JPEG. You're gonna fall through if you don't get out of there. Yeah, Red Snarl. I'm thinking Robot Master Seekers are like, I guess in a way, the Earthrise Seekers too. Are I think a big prototype of how Seeker arms could work. Robot Master more so, because that one was way more trying to look like the G1 toy. Hot Toys had the license for a period. What about animated humans and Hot Toys as Hot Toys? That would be so weird, because I expect they would still want to put like some kind of realistic... Imagine Isaac Sumdac, but with realistic skin texture. Imagine friggin' the Skuxoid with just glistening gloss coat streaks where the spit comes out, right? Yeah, squeezable meltdown. Also, every time you pose the joints, the toy's lifespan shortens by 2 years. Missing Link Throttle Bots is like such a given that I expect that's on a note somewhere of like, hey, if we need to do a year, create the Throttle Bot buck. Missing Link Throttle Bots could basically be Masters of the Universe Origins for Transformers. Yeah, hyper-realistic Headmaster with veins. With veins and clogged pores. Hot Toys, the Headmaster with lavishly airbrushed whiteheads on tip of nose. You all thought of this, by the way. This is not my fault. I'm simply translating the vibes. I'm innocent. I'm just a bystander. I'm just part of the audience. The streamer's the one who's doing this. It's you. Missing Link Cyberverse. Missing Link Evergreen, and then a black hole just opens and swallows Hasbro's headquarters. Alt-hand with Dorito dust, and it's actually just, like, tapped on, like friggin' patina and miniatures painting. If you touch it, it comes off on you, and it's made of alcohol-based ink. It doesn't come off, made of lacquer. Missing Link Rack and Ruin is another example of what I would want to see out of Missing Link, along with, like, a Lockdown. Like, weird, like, Impactor, weird comic characters, new Transformers who became Evergreen, getting, like, Bernstein bared into the G1 line again through Missing Link. We're having too many good ideas. We got to send all these to ourselves in the mail so that we, like, make sure that we get the money when Hasbro does these. Anyway, let me go. What else is on the front page that I can go find? Yeah. Here's the 40th video. I can turn the volume off and tell you all how excited I got about parts of this. As a closer to this little news stream, as a closer to this technical nightmare stream, where everything went really right. So turning off Bump of Chicken's music, which, by the way, removes part of the emotional impact, I will say. Yeah, I've watched this thing like 8 times already. I went through... I'll show you the Blue Sky thread, too. Hang on, let me pull that up. I went bonkers goo goo gaga on Blue Sky. Blue Sky threading still is not perfect. But I think this will work. Yeah. This is okay. Yeah, this reads. So like, just to read my own social media posts like a literal scumbag. So I said I watched it. I retweeted the link where someone had ripped it, and then I was like, Studio Trigger Transformers 40th video is so full of all-reaching, all-encompassing love for all of it. I got literally moved, and I didn't even realize that like it was kind of confined to what was screened in Japan. So that's why Galaxy Convoy is a separate character. That's why Rescue Bots sadly doesn't appear. Also BotBots was pointed out to me. A lot of comic stuff doesn't really appear. It was very much confined to what aired in Japan. And I think that that probably was not like an artistic decision. That probably was actually an edict. This was still a licensed piece of animation, so bear that in mind. The love in this animation, I think, really punched its way through the nature of what this animation was on like a legal level. So it's a special heartfelt step. Yeah, I think this is also way more important than like the Gridman stuff, where it was kind of like, I recognize that. Oh, that's a reference. Like, oh, that's a reference is sort of underrating and kind of deconstructing unnecessarily even what this video is, because it's more than that. It's, as I said here, it's the care and emotion behind the arrangements, behind who's standing with who and where and when in the video. There's emotion and love behind every structure of every sequence in this music video. I also consider this to be the legacy animation, because especially the opening like 45 seconds felt like it was hitting all the vibes of my legacy headcanon. So I'm just like, whatever. This is the legacy show, and that's fine. That's not derogatory. And I do think this is like, it's the last time we're gonna see a lot of these characters and faces. That's actually what got me emotional the most about this, was like seeing Transformers go again, seeing the Q Transformers, and seeing the humans from RID 2015 specifically. That was the stuff that really made me like light up and cheeks redden and eyes glisten for real, because I was like, all these forgotten and often unloved, if not hated, pieces of Transformers were being elevated to the highest artistic level just for a second, to give them something better than what they had when we last saw them, or even just last remembered them. Yeah, Denny Clay, one of the best humans in Transformers. Shut up. People got to get over it. Yeah, Sakamoto was the project supervisor, and yeah, there's a, that's, you can see touches here and there. I also think, because another thing that people have said isn't in there is Kiss players. This whole thing feels like the vibe of the post-horny Kiss players, which does exist. But also the one frame where you see the Kremzeek in the cockpit of Starscream, to me, that's the Kiss player moment. Because Kremzeek was all over Kiss players, oddly, in weird ways. And also, Starscream briefly possessed one of the girls who I think had a Kremzeek go up her skirt at one point. Therefore, having a Kremzeek appear inside Starscream is just like if that Kremzeek was in Starscream possessing a girl wearing a skirt in the skirt. Therefore, that frame is the Kiss player frame. You can quote me on that. I am a scientist. You know, I trust in peers like Chris McFeely to cover things like all these things at the beginning are every single time machine that ever appeared in Transformers, including the one to King Arthur's court. But you gotta also have scientists out there for things like your Transformers Go and your Kiss player frame. Yeah, it was Atari. I think got the skirt Kremzeek and the Starscream possession. Probably not, I'm somewhat of a scientist myself. And yes, it says, that's why Prime said, I am the foremost KISS players expert. Nobody ever challenges me on that. It's because they all know that I'm very smart. Yeah, I'm glad I could settle the science for you. But also, I had to go check this, because this was, to me, like, such a niche thing, and it was only on screen for half a second. For a beautiful shot like this, I was like, is that... And I couldn't remember which one had which name off the top of my head at, like, 3 in the morning. So this is friggin' Croaton from Cyberverse getting this moment to be a majestic frigging cinematic painting. Croaton from Cyberverse. When I say that, especially some of you VOD watchers, you're all going to look up what the hell I'm talking about right now. I know you're doing that. No shame, but don't play pretend like you're like, Kohai, you also know the name Croaton, huh? You friggin', you're not my senpai, you're my Kohai! Also, like, obviously, I tried to get the best frame of it, the Obari formation, you know, this is like, yes, it's a crowd pop moment. Didn't pop me off because this was, like, so predictable. I was more so just happy when I saw it because I'm like, nah, you're gonna have it, right? You're gonna have sword robots doing the thing, right? Waggling it forward, and they did, and I was happy. Oh, you thought it was Arc Titan from Kingdom? I did, Mosatron. At first, I did too. And then when I finally freeze-framed the final frame to look at his whole body, I was like, wait a second, those bio lights are familiar. And then I was like, is that Iaconis? Because I mix up Iaconis and Croaton a lot, because they kind of share the same narrative space in my head from Cyberverse, the parts that they appear in. Anyway, yeah, I'll keep going, because we're talking about lots of stuff now. Valkai says, I feel bad for the people reacting to this with genuine comments, can't wait for the full series. So I have a hope, which is that this is a pitch to do a full series. It's just not going to be like this. It's not going to be like... Now we're going to have 85 Seiyus playing every Transformer who ever appeared. But I'm pretty sure this was, in a way, a pitch of, like, hey, can we do a Transformers actual thing? Because this is the Gridman pattern, right? This is how they got at Gridman, in a way. Anyway, this is the kind of thing that's only born from unrequited love. I popped at this so hard. Because everyone hates Transformers Go. In a couple of my social circles, people have been getting curious again about Transformers Go. Because, like, they're not great toys, but they are very ambitious toys. They don't succeed at being timeless, beautiful pieces. But what the friggin', like, 7 and a repaint Go, 7 original Go toys were trying to do, right? The 2 triple combiners and Optimus X Prime. They were trying to do something so friggin' neat. It didn't turn out perfect, but they're really fun as ideas. Academically, they're interesting toys. Just be ready, right? Don't overspend on them. But this popped me because, like, they didn't even get this in the shorts. They had a Gutai sequence, but Transformers Go was like a very low budget. I'll say Cybertron style. I was almost gonna say Energon style, more Cybertron style, kind of thing. But then we got this, and we got friggin' this Yusha-ass angle, right? And in there, I couldn't get a good shot of it. There's a close-up of, like, the top head having the helmet slammed down over it, right? Then we get my favorite thing, which I've referenced in nearly every dramatized Gatai sequence I've ever made, which is the, pull the arms up. In this case, reaching for the swords, right? And then, the angles, right? The friggin' angles. And then the shot after this, where you get the human cast of Transformers Go. Probably the most forgotten cast of humans in all of Transformers fiction who had voice actors, right? Standing on the other mode of this, because basically, Op X Prime is always the middle, but then the top and bottom can switch. So the big red samurai-looking robot is if you switch them around to have the police car on top and the animal on the bottom. It doesn't look as good. The legs are always kind of tiny on the Go combinations. So be prepared for that if you go looking for and messing with these toys. They lack a certain level of spit and polish, but if you know that by now, they're still kind of neat. Yeah, Mistake Boy. Police car in the streets, animal in the sheets. But sometimes you gotta be an animal in the streets, and then to recharge your batteries, you become a police car in the sheets. Ergo, you go to bed. What else did I screen cap? Oh, friggin'... Yeah. This friggin' shot. This beautiful thing. Hunter Convoy. Prime Optimus Prime. Optimus X Prime. With cherry blossoms! Like, when you realize these are all the same character in all his forms in the fiction that involves Transformers Go, right? Because Transformers Go Optimus is supposed to be amidst all this, continuity-wise. And Go Prime looking the best. And then the way, because this was the shot before the last one, where I was like, oh, it's X Prime. That's so cool that X Prime gets to be drawn nicely. And then everything dims except on X Prime, and I'm like, no, this is a directorial decision in robot anime. What means you're gonna? And then the Gatai starts, and I friggin' can't. That was another teardrop moment of like, you're giving this to Transformers Go, finally. And also, like, there's the How Dare You montage, which I screen capped all of them. I just put 2 in here, but like, you know, this is such a moment for so many people. And the fact that they made sure you can see Grid or Swindle flying off the back, because there's so many narrative possibilities of what that meant, which I've watched both versions of the scene, never really called out in any way, but like, you know, was this simply the Minicon getting blasted off by the sheer force of the null laser cannon, or was this Starscream pointedly ejecting this innocent life form because he knows what's about to happen to him? And then Kean Carlisle pointed this out. This frame, but drawn better than in the show it came from, while still looking like it's a screen cap from the show it came from, right? Friggin' beautiful. Friggin' beautiful. Well, that's the thing, Prime 92, we don't know. No, as far as I know, there's no confirmation narratively. Did Swindle eject? Did Starscream fire him off? Was it the sheer force of his Yuki that blew the thing out of there? I like that it's open-ended. I like the idea of leaving that, you know, up to however you want to parse how he passed away. These 2 frames were also the easiest ones to miss, because this was amidst that shot of Optimus going through the nexus of life and death, occasionally turning dead and occasionally turning into Bump of Chicken Optimus Prime, who is, I guess, canonically a sort of transcendental form betwixt the binaries of life and death, is you become Bump of Chicken. That's actually becoming my new belief system. When you enter the void, where you could awaken another day or never awaken again, that is when all of us become Bump of Chicken. Weird decision on the band's part to make that be where their funny-looking guy exists in Transformers. But yeah, there's I think in one of the replies here, someone was like, "You missed one," and I was like, "I didn't. I just didn't post them." Because yeah, there's also the Dinobot 2. And you know, should this have been Code of Hero? Sure, but how often does Dinobot 2 ever get to be remembered fondly compared to Code of Hero, right? Like, this is almost, again, much like Transformers Go, when given the choice, we take the less loved and give it that moment of love, right? It would have been cool if this was split-screened somehow with the Code of Heroes sequence, right? I think that would have been cool. But then, yeah, we also get, like, you get a better-looking redraw of this frame, I think. Like, it just has a little bit more oomph to the volumes. We get, yeah, specifically not Zombie Cliffjumper so much as, I believe, because I thought this was Zombie Cliffjumper, but then it was pointed out to me, that's Starscream's hand on the bottom plunging in, right? This is the one where, because this is sort of like triumph and tragedy, right? The montage. Except for this part. This part was just like, remember when The Rock got murdered because he cost too much? I still really like this, but I was kind of like, tonally, this is a little bit maybe less in tune with the rest of the sequences we were seeing. Because this is more so just Cliffjumper friggin' dies. But yeah, that's Starscream's hand over there. So this is the death scene, not the zombie scene. I thought this was the zombie scene at first, and I was like, tonally, that is really not in alignment with the rest of this. But this is the only thing about this, right? Is this then calls into question, well, where is Armada smokescreen getting melted? Because that's sort of in the same vein as it. But then I think the where is question question about anything in this music video is a little misguided, because they, pacing wise, stuffed so much into this that you could blink and miss entire frames like this, right? The reason why something didn't appear in this is because they didn't have enough room for everything that already appeared in this. And also, I thought this was really touching, too, to have the full circle moment, right? Of, like, Optimus Prime and then the God Jinrai turn gray, which is a mirror image in ways, right? And you also get... I love that you can actually see the tears on the reflection of his eyes down there. Smokescreen came back, like, right after his death, though. We don't have to tell people that part. Oh, no, that's not Danny. Yeah, this is God Jinrai, because he's got the thing over him. He's in the bed. This is when he's jiggling, going like, turn me into victory, Leo! Because you can see the little things on the sides of his head. But I more so, when I was in high school, I watched the God Jinrai death scene in, like, 240p quality on a real media file, like, 800 times, so I also recognize this frame. There was Energon Inferno. We don't talk about him. We don't talk about him. Energon Inferno never died. He took a nap. Robot Lorekeeper, there was a download. Someone ripped it as soon as it went up, because when it went up, it was region locked. And so I just downloaded that, and that's where I took my screen caps from. I reposted on Blue Sky somewhere the link. I can... If you dig into my profile, it'll be there. Otherwise, I can try to find it. Anyway, I also like, because this has a kaboom frame, and I love kaboom frames. But, like, this sequence here, the animated Optimus Prime launching the Hisatsu that we all know he had in him, right? And I love that this was against Overlord, because you can just imagine the scene, right? Overlord. Is Overlord being piloted by Mega and Giga, or is this post-Master Force? In which case, is Overlord just being supplemented by Henry Masterson, the Headmaster, and Slow-Mo in Power Master suits, right? Either way, it's like you can imagine Overlord just going like, what are you, like another convoy? And then this being the one who gets to say, never met him, the name's Optimus Prime, right? Because this is also the series where... Anyway, this sequence. This kaboom frame. I love this! I want to know how to... Like, A, I want to know how to draw. But B, I want to know how to draw kaboom frames, because they are such a friggin' dynamic discovery to me. I know they've been around for ages, but I feel like it's in the last decade or so I've truly begun to notice them. And like, they're one of my favorite highlights of Powerhouse Animation Studios, is the way they work them into things. Whoa, this is just so good. This is such a good one. Oh, you can see right there. But also, this is gorgeous, because this is a perfect triangle rule character in the middle whilst their speed is represented around them kind of frame. Like, this is such a good frame. There are so many good frames in this sequence, too, but, like, this one is, like... This is a wallpaper, right? But then, like, also... This one where it's almost the same shot, but you can tell by the volume of perspective that we have a swing incoming, right? And I saw on some social media, someone screen capped the close-up on the jawline shot of this, and it's just such a good shot, too. It's almost like these folks know how to draw, right? I wanted to screen cap everything that didn't show Overlord, because I was like, I want these to be timeless, these screen caps for animated Optimus, because these could be anything. These could be anything, right? It's like, who would have thunk it? Yeah. And yeah, these were my pop-off moments. It's when I saw the Q Transformers and that they were still animated the exact same way, where they're just one frame blinking left and right and bopping up and down. I was like, the Q, like, you can see it in them, right? They're like, we exist! Because the Q Transformers lost to time. A lot of people don't care. A lot of people didn't hate them. In their cases, a lot of people don't care, don't know, or forgot, right? And then you see the three of them just getting to live for another, 120 frames, and in this beautiful moment. And yeah, and like, they're with Artemis, Moon, and Ty. They're with characters, at least in the case of Artemis and Moon, right? The kind of characters who would look to the audience and do the recaps or that kind of thing, right? Thematically, like choosing, and in this background, like choosing this arrangement is like just so picture perfect. And then this is my other pop-off. This is the other final form of Optimus X Prime with the swap on the top and the bottom, with the whole friggin' and then the shot before this of the two kids, like, looking and, like, seeing each other again, and, like, in a meta level, it's almost like, yo, I haven't seen you since our stupid little cartoon no one liked ended. And getting this moment. Like, this is the Toy Story stuff where I'm not the cynicist. This is where I'm like, these characters who otherwise are going to return to a simple non-existence, right? They get this moment to exist again. That looks Gundam. Yeah, you should see the toy. The toy looks really cool from the waist up in this mode. From the waist down, his legs get very, very skinny. Which is kind of cute. Yeah, this is totally a Yusha anime shot. This is totally from, like, the op, or the ending. Yeah, this is the Op X Prime and the two team leaders from Transformers Go combined with the police car on top. You use a different part of the Op X armament, so it has like a different head. Transformers Go is not very good, and it actually has two different end episodes where they swapped robot models depending on what toy you bought to get the disc. So it's a bad show. It's not even really a show. It's more so funny little episodes you get to go with your toys. It's not good. But that's why seeing it get this much love, like, makes me so happy. Like, this is the essence, right? This is the essence of what love for something artistically is. Proud 92, do you remember the two Robot Master shorts? I had to watch those after watching this. Yeah. The Rebirth Megatron Reverse Convoy short is one of my low-key favorites, even though it's real bunkum. When else did that amazing character concept get to exist in full motion, right? And this shot also popped me so hard. Just this sequence here. I just wanted to catch four frames of this glint moment, because, like, this is where I saw this and I was like, no, you're not. How? Right? I was like, how? Because one of the last things you'd ever expect is to see the 07 era movie robots drawn, right? I was like, how? And then they cut to, I didn't get a screen cap of it, but, like, the up angle rear shot of the truck mode, that anime ass, like, you know what we're about to do moment, and you're like, no! And, like, the lens, the god rays coming down from the top left, like a friggin' shot from the movie, right? Like, they live in a world of nothing but god rays and lens flare. And also, even though it means less to me than a lot of other people, knowing what the 2007 movie means to a lot of people now, a movie that is sooner than you think, going to be 20 years old, it means something to people. And that's also, like, Go means something to someone at Studio Trigger, I think, but it means something. And that's why these live-action movie bits, that's why every decision in this music video to me is so delicious, because it's not about, oh, who did they put in where, power levels, do you recognize that reference? It's about every one of these arrangements comes from nothing but pure love. But then this is where I genuinely, like I say, I genuinely thought this was going to be it. 2 alt mode shots, because it's like, okay, that's doable. Anime has cars in it. You can draw a bunch of cars. And then it's like, specifically, who would be the worst one to try to do this with? Who would be the hardest work? Watch who moves. But is... You could do 12 screen cap sequential of that and still get 12 frames of completely different movement. This popped me so hard, because also, 07 Megatron is one of my absolute favorite live-action movie designs, especially from the 07 movie. I love 07 Megatron. I like him way more than any other Megatron appearance, barring The Last Night. And then that movie made it less cool somehow, even though usually that doesn't work on me. And, like, look at the face. The friggin'... And this is where we went to the... this felt also like this wasn't just Studio Trigger. This was the soul of Gynax, right? When you see this kind of face, this felt so, like, I know this is a very weird and kind of internet-ass thing to say, so please, like, forgive me. It's just, this sequence felt more Gynax to me than anything I've seen in a long time. Because, yeah, they got into, like, this weird poses and, like, you know, like, weird, funky, like action frames, and everyone's all flexible and skinny and odd, and, like, something about it felt really panty and stalking to me. And, like, it sold me on the idea of, like, hey, if they get to do a series, what if they did just their version of an 07 anime series, right? Like... Because, Sunstreaker Prime, it's amazing how good these bots look when they're simplified for animation. I felt that way in 2006 when we were starting to get toy images of them that simplified them for toys. And I was like, there's a way where, yeah, these kind of can look like Transformers, I guess. Zoom-Man 2, this section just screamed Imaishi. I don't know the names well enough, so thank you if that is the name I guess I'm referencing. But, yeah, Robot Lore Keeper. Something about the live action, but really reminded me of the Gurren Lagann eye catches and how excited I used to feel watching it when I was... Yeah, there was some people, someone referred to this as, like, the Gurren Lagann scene. And I was kind of like, no, you're right, though. Like, the way Megatron, you can see his little eyeballs there. You see his eyes on his head picking out there? So Megatron is doing a cartwheel while he transforms. Like, a frame I didn't capture is his foot kicks out to fill the screen, followed by his entire face filling and then pulling backwards. Is so friggin' cool. Oh, Hiroyuki Imaishi is the director of Gurren Lagann and Panty and Stalking. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Even the use of rule of thirds and triangle logic in this feels like that stuff to me. Like the angles at work here. And yeah, the next shot really says it more, but I wanted to capture the Megatron transformation. Because I loved it. I loved this transformation sequence. It's so cool! And it gets what is cool about 07 Megatron, too. That he is a freaky blade shape that turns into a scary man with knives on his face. Yeah, Robot Lorekeeper saying, I don't have enough mecha insider knowledge to know the names of directors, but we've all arrived at the same feeling. Yeah, basically. And yeah, this is where I was basically weeping. Not playing this up for YouTube or anything. I'm still getting teared up thinking about this shot. And it's because of this and this. The Earthspark thing was just like, that's a neat cap. But like, what is the most common thing, right? That the deepest of Transformers nerds tend to go to is like, when can we get rid of these damn humans? And I've been there. But the fact that these were not just human cast members, but families, right? And that, we get Denny. Who cared about Denny? Me and Chris Muse, and probably his voice actor. But then, yeah, this also, like, knowing third hand, I will say, what is rumored to have affected the second season of Earthspark. It was really nice to see, specifically, the Malto family cast get this final moment, right? This is probably the last time we're going to see them like this. I know people have deduced or pulled out that, like, the next cartoon is going to be a continuation off Earthspark. I'm kind of going to believe it when I see it, but in a lot of ways, I feel like this is the last time we get to see a lot of these folks, right? Even the jumpsuit Witwikis, like, I don't know the next time we're going to get to see them. Am I actually crying right now? I'm tearing up a bit, but I do that a lot. I do that more than you might think, and it's kind of annoying sometimes because it's gross. I do that a lot. If I get a gust of dry air in my face, I tear up. I don't know why. I start thinking about when Gao Gai Gar turned all gray. But also, whenever I get really impassioned about talking about something, I get a mucus reaction. It's disgusting. This happens if I get really excited about, like, friggin' editing, too. So, I'm just a crier. But yeah, this two pairs of pieces of a long panning shot were at a massive emotional high point to me. So they meant a ton to me, because
it does matter. You don't always have to have humans in a Transformers show. I've heard Transformers 1 is very good, and as far as I know, no spoilers, there aren't any humans in it. But the web of narrative of turning Transformers into the family of a human onlooker or a human family, there's always going to be something very special and unique to Transformers in that like sometimes like a Yusha show can hit, but usually it's just like X-Kaiser's my new dad, you know, or it's like Firebird is my new Aniki or something like that. Transformers, I find when it does it and it really goes for it, it hits it in a very special way that is different than that. And so like if Transformers 1 becomes the launching point of what we see, you know, for the next decade or so, if it does really well, as far as like, we're going to make this the new movie line, we're going to structure all our series to bounce off of this, I anticipate that may include, we can get away from licensing vehicles, and we can just make it all about robots with no humans ever. There already were barely any humans in RID 2015. There were no humans in Cyberverse, right? So this could be, in a way, like a lot of parts of this video, and also what gets me emotional about this video, is there's a lot of parts of this that could well be a bit of a send-off for things that, you know, existed throughout what Transformers was. And yeah, there's something really cool about the fact that you can say all of this about something that ostensibly is meant to sell toys and always finds a way to do a little bit more than sell toys. And if it ever ends, it set down seeds in the soil that could become similar ideas without having to sell toys that would make you really want cool toys, right? There was one human inside. Okay, yeah, that guy doesn't count. That guy... No, RID 2015 started the suspicious lack of humans, and then Cyberverse was the one that, like, kept them almost entirely off-screen in really funny ways. Talking through my human mouth whilst having a mucal buildup in my nose is very gross, so I'm going to disappear for 1 second, and I'm going to turn this off for 1 second to spare all of you. Ew. Gross. Ugh. Anyway, I'm back. Are you counting? Hang on a second. Something fell over when I did that. I actually need to step away for 1 sec. Because I think I knocked something over. Where am I? Here I am. Oh! Oh, I'm still here. You're not free. Blah. I'm back. Hi. Hello. Strange 4, we need another music video with comic stuff and rescue bots. Hey, you know who else is just as talented as far as impactful, amazing, emotional animation? Powerhouse Animation Studios doing a comic-driven Transformers 40th. Sure would be cool, wouldn't it? It's almost as though, like, Transformers luminaries such as Saren Stone perhaps have worked at Powerhouse Animation Studios as well. Almost as though they were able to make some of the He-Man sequences just as impactful as their Castlevania sequences. Almost as though they've had at least very good storyboarding on Blood of Zeus. I sure would like Powerhouse Animation Studios to get Transformers. Yeah, I didn't, cause I don't get emotional about Pokemon because it just didn't really, it wasn't part of me, really, outside of, like, Pokemon Blue on the Game Boy. But I had caught from a friend that there was a Pokemon Bump of Chicken music video that did a similar thing to the Pokemon folks.
Yeah, I believe Saren Stone was at least a storyboarder on parts of Castlevania. I forgot the details now, but Saren Stone was tweeting about Castlevania a lot when Castlevania was still coming out, the original season, not Nocturne. I'm not sure if they're working on Nocturne or not. I liked Nocturne. I watched the first season of that. Generally, I will watch anything Powerhouse works on. Even if I don't like the show, I love the sequences they do. They get me, right? They understand what I like. They demonstrably are making them for me something irrational. Yeah, I'm going to turn this on to go through it like this, just to catch the other bits and pieces, right? This right here already, right? Right here, all of a sudden, another on-ramp's worth of Transformers fans seeing a bunch of gears and then seeing a gorgeously drawn Vector Prime immediately made a bunch of people emotionally react, because it's like, all the promise, at least, of the original chunk of Galaxy Force Cybertron, right? All the mystery of who this was is re-represented right here. And who knows, like, again, who knows what the narrative of this would have been if it even exists. But I love that there's bits and pieces you can create one from. And what is more Transformers and more joyfully childlike than just giving you all the beautiful crumbs to just create your own storyline for what this music video is, if you even want one, right? And then, you know, Chris McFeely did a series of postings about, so there's Cybertron, right? But there's a time machine. There's another time machine. There's a time machine. There's another time machine. And oh look, there's a time machine, right? So by showing those things, I kind of clocked the triangles. And I was like, huh. And knowing that they're all the time machines, like, oh, there's your implied narrative hook right there. What if Vector Prime, right, united all the time machines through all Transformers to erupt legacy out of it, or something like that, or whatever this was. And then the Steve art, like, again, you know what to pick, right? What's the first thing that's going to make, again, another massive on-ramp of Transformers fans stare googly-eyed, is have a wall of just classic Steve and Steve's friends. Looking again, cooler than they have for a long time. Having all the helicopters, right? You got Springer, you've got Evac, you got Bulkhead, you got Sandstorm, you got Jolt, you got, over here briefly, Other Jolt. I don't know if y'all caught that there are two Jolts. Unless that, I forgot if that was actually Jolt. I always think of that as Jolt, but the funny-looking helicopter. They gave Jolt a gun. But yeah, like the all helicopter shot also was like, this is cute here, because this is just like, what's the concept? Someone at Studio Trigger was like, I like helicopters. I'm gonna take all the helicopters and put them in a shot, because what if all the helicopters hung out? And it's like, hell yeah. What if all the helicopters hung out? And then over here, a lot of people miss that G1 Scourge is the one out of focus in the foreground. And like, what better friggin' visual than G1 Scourge having this moment of realizing he's nothing more than a dumbass goon, then he's floating like amidst the company of Skybite and going like, I thought I was cooler than, oh no. Oh no. I'm with the boat mini-cons? Friggin' G1 Scourge going like, why am I with the boats? Everyone just looking at him, and G1 Scourge just going like, oh no. Oh no! Yeah, Boulder, oh god! I'm a boat! Loved it. I'm not sure what's blowing up on the right. I haven't looked up that part yet. I assume the one on the left was Shockfleet Mirage, but it could be someone else. I'm also not sure who that is next to Skybite. I was like, oh, Terradive. But then I was like, well, why would Terradive... A, why Terradive? B, am I just saying that because he has a curvy head? So I'm not sure. It might be Imagine... I know Imagine Zarak got spotted somewhere. Oh, is that Thunderblast? Okay. That's Chromia? Chromia Thunderblast? Okay, apparently it's Galvatron 2's ship or something. The boat mini-cons appearing was cute. Did the boat mini-cons even appear in the show? I can't remember. Is this like the first time someone drew them outside of a packaging shot?
Anyway, I really like the idea of G1 Scourge having his moment here. I didn't realize it was Chromia. That's cool. She belongs in the goon shot then. Yeah, she's a total goon. So yeah, that's Energon Mirage, goon. So the boat goons are here. That's perfect because of a shot that's coming up. So this is where you get the boat goons. You're never going to amount to more than power level 68, and you're a boat, and you're a bad guy. Turns out you're Team Rocket. So here's Sea Team Rocket, and I just love the idea of Scourge realizing, wait, is this me? I'm Team Rocket. What? No. He's looking around. Where's Cyclonus and Galvatron? Why am I by myself? No. And yeah, the Battle Beast shot. I assume that the blue bird on the top left was one of those repaints of Rav or whatever, you know, the Beast Machine's partner bird. I saw someone else comment on who that could have been, so I wasn't sure. I just assumed it was Blue Rav. I forgot if Blue Rav had a name that wasn't just Rav. You know, the Beast Machine's, like, little beast robots that turn into things. Oh, it's a RID 2015 Minicon. Okay, that makes more sense. I mean, the eye patch Battle Beast outranks Chrome Dome, I think, in terms of the hierarchy, right? Because that little Battle Beast, isn't he, like, in charge of the whole planet? What's Chrome Dome in charge of? His own head? Crow, thank you, Trickster. I don't mean to drop the Crow disrespect. When I walk up to Crow and I say, hey, what's up, Blue Wrath? Crow just friggin' pecks my eyeballs out. It's like, I'm still a robot bird that turns into a weapon. Aerobolt. I remember that name. I don't remember who that is. Anyway, this cute shot. I thought it was a cute shot. Right here, though. This is a key shot. This is a moment where they get it, right? This is not about a bunch of tanks, because Thundercracker's there. This is a bunch of goons. This is the goonest goon squad. You got friggin'... You got the goonest Thundercracker. You got Animated Blitzwing. Kind of a goon. You got Swindle. Top level, you know, thinks he's not a goon, is a goon. You got Tankor. High aims, doesn't realize he is aiming to be the king goon, right? You got Goryu. Goryu is the knowing and content and happy king of the goons, right? You got Demolishor, friggin' Prince Goon, right there. And then you got, what's his name? Megastorm, who, from what I recall from what little of Beast Wars 2 I've properly watched, big dumbass goon right here, right? This is the goonest goon squad. Sorry, Kakaryu. What? Yeah, I'm whatever. He's adorable. Also goon. So yeah, this is, to me, this was like very particular, specific, and loving character selection. Let's get all the big meathead goons and the ones who think they're too smart to be a meathead goon, but they ain't, and put them all on top of a big-ass goon who everyone thinks is a Megatron, and he isn't. Yeah, Wholesome Goon, sorry. Wholesome Goon, not King Goon, Wholesome Goon. Anyway, powerhouse Gooner squad right here. This is also where I was like, this is the Legacy anime, isn't it? Because it's a bunch of Junkions. This is a screenshot from episode 4 of Transformers Legacy Evolution. Hashire, Junkion no Seiyu. And then, this took me a sec. This is G1 Ratchet and Jazz dead. I don't know why. I'm kind of... This kind of felt like someone, like, had a friggin' chip on their shoulder that they wanted to work out, where they wanted Ratchet and Jazz to die in the most humiliating way possible, which is in vehicle mode with an arm hanging out. I don't know why. What's up, Yolkness? Welcome! I'm just going through a very emotion-enriching Transformers music video that came out, but with all the sound off because I don't want to get murdered by YouTube. Yeah, that's Jazz over there. You can see the stripes. I'll frame forward a bit. Whoop. You can see on the fender there the blue and red stripes. And it's specifically Toy Ratchet, yeah. I'm guessing it's someone who just hated the toys of these two and was like, I want to draw a lovingly drawn image of the two of them literally dead, humiliatingly flipped over in vehicle mode with an arm hanging out. It's like just like the way Ratchet's lying there. It's like that's the worst way to go. That's the worst way for a Transformer to go. I wonder what the backstory is on this. You can't see Jazz's hand, but you can't see half of Jazz, so I'm just assuming that over there on the front, one of his arms is just flopped out, or his head is sticking out the hood of his car mode, like, you know? I don't know why. But then we get the fleet, right? This is where the wiki heads are starting to go all bonkers, right? Because they're like, I can identify. Oh, there's a dead robot. I can identify what all this is. Ah! So you got like Metroplex in the back. You got Grand Maximus as the tiny one back there. You got Fort Max in the foreground. Aerial bots at the top. Broadside over here. That Beast Wars anime ship. Unless it's the Arcee. I can't remember which one this is. I know it's Beast Wars. I like that they're all boats. Yeah, Beast Wars 2 Maximal ship. They're all boats. I remember someone was like, is that is that Transformers Juniors? Is that Transformers STD Fortress Maximus back there? And then someone was like, I think that's Grand Maximus, because Grand Maximus is actually supposed to be kind of short. It's kind of weird he turns into a city, because he's just as tall as a normal guy. So he just turns into a tiny, tiny city. Spaceship is still a ship. Get in the water. That's right. They're in space water. Then this... Is that a tidal wave, or is that just part of the sea of goons that are dead in the beach? I was kind of staring at this one because he's got a weird forehead. But lots of dead goons here. Lots of I was kind of like lots of dead reflectors, but there's more than reflectors here, I think. War Dawn goons. Okay. Because there's something about the narrative of this scene. There's an ocean of dead thugs in the water. The rescue squad is walking past them, and I'm kind of like, did Holy snap? Right when I got to this part, I was like, did the rescue squad from Victory snap? Did they get pushed too far? Did someone step on one of them, and then they just went like, all right, gonna kill a bunch of people. You're all gonna die. Yeah, Peepo snapped. Peepo was tired of it. Peepo was tired of people saying Peepo like pee-pee or like poo-poo. And Peepo's like, it's like the sound a fire engine makes, but I'm an ambulance. Just pulls a huge gun out. Starts gunning down a bunch of goons. But then I was like, oh, sorry, what, the Ark? And then I freeze framed through this, and I was like, oh, sorry, did Croaton murder all of them? By the way, if you're like, who's Croaton? That's fine. That means you didn't watch the back half of Transformers Cyberverse, a show that was primarily aired on the internet. This shot, though, is so frigging beautiful and so full of narrative juice, right? It's so chewable. You're like, what happened? There are so many versions of what happened here. There's obvious ones, and then there's, because they don't tell you, and I think that's beautiful, you can just come up with your own ideas. This is like if you walked in on someone playing with their toys. A lot of this video is like that, where you're like, oh, I wonder what's happening. But yeah, I checked. That is line art accurate Croaton from Cyberverse. Croaton was the Titan that Quintesson mutated Starscream was controlling, who fought against Iaconus, and Croaton is the one who was broken free by Windblade using her city speaker powers to break him free of Quintesson control. He wandered off unhappy, turned into a city, got populated by Decepticon refugees, and that's where they had to go find brain-dead, brain-empty Windblade, because freeing Croaton also scattered Windblade's brain across the planet. That's the story of Croaton. Anyway... I say all that because also people who didn't watch Cyberverse have no idea if I'm just making all that up, because it sure sounds like I did, didn't it? Anyway, I like... Also, yeah, we get, again, the close-up on Holy here. Like, what happened? What happened? Holy looks to the sky. And then, oh, this shot. Friggin' Buster and Hydra.
looking as curvable as they ever have. This Macross ass shot, right? This flight deck shot. Also, yeah, we're 40 seconds into this video. What a gorgeous shot, right? Right off the bat. But then you gotta go, because this is going so fast. This is what I mean when people say, why didn't they put X or Y into the video? Look how fast this is going, right? Anyway, here's the Decepticon fleet. I like that we got, because people were like, oh, it's Trypticon and Trypticon. Friggin', it's Trypticon, and I think it's Trypticon and Gigastorm. Because I think the other one has the Gigastorm silhouette. Also, yeah, Zero, I think you're the first person I saw get hype about this. Scorponok is just a boat. Scorponok is floating because you can't see it, PT. Scorponok, when he inflated all the little lifeboats that are under his scorpion feet. So he's on a little lifeboat buoy, just kind of bobbing in the water. What Scorponok doesn't want anyone to know is he can't move. He's just floating. June, he's swimming. He's got little propellers on his feet. Don't you know your Scorponok lore? Can the Titan toy float? Someone sure should figure that out. But yeah, Tidal Wave, obviously, you know, being the flight deck of flight decks. I'll let you know, there's Desaurus' ship. I can't remember, it's the Micromaster toy over there. There's a bunch of Seeker colorways in here. I don't want to even start digging into it. There's a Lugnut. I just noticed there's a Lugnut back there, right above Scorponok's tail. So that's kind of cool. There's some Beast that could be Predaking, or that could be whatever, Dora from Transformers Go. Oh, Picky Peas, I am frame by framing like that, but when I was watching this, right? If you're watching this the first time, don't frame by frame. Just watch the art. Watch the beautiful piece of art that Studio Trigger made for you. Then go back and frame by frame through it like a weirdo like I am. Oh yeah, Air Viacon's back there on the top right. Animated Megatron next to Lugnut? Oh yeah. That's cool. But yeah, we get, you know, here's the Starscream. Here comes the one frame. This is a Macross-ass thing to do, too. Your one frame to clearly see that there's a Kremzeek chilling in there with the Kremzeek has got his arms back and he's got his legs open. That is such a Kiss Play core Kremzeek. That Kremzeek has got Kremzeek spread. Look, he's got his little legs just wide open, like whatever. I'm rubbing my little Kremzeek creme taint all over Starscream's seat, whatever. He can't do anything about it. Friggin' disrespect, I love it. But yeah, this is a beautiful shot right here. This is a gorgeous piece of art right here. That Kremzeek was presenting. I haven't done this yet. I want to frame by frame this transformation, because this is one of the few classic animated transformations in this video. Oh, just look at the quality on that. That's just smooth and gorgeous. Where's the nose cone gonna go? Cheater! I know that you know, you'll see, I'll do it in motion. There's a reason you do things like that. That implies motion, but friggin' when I frame by frame this, I'm like, where's the nose cone gonna go? Where's the nose cone gonna go? Hey Chris, go to hell. Screw you. Let me go back 5 seconds. Oh, I love the way that plays out though in motion, because that, you know, that hold into is like it has a little pop in there. Yeah. Lazy. When I look Studio Trigger in the eye and I say, can't help but notice your smear frames. Lazy, not on model. And yeah, so here's the big question, right? Who all is in this shot? So my first take on this was it's Starscream, it's Waspinator, it's Tetrajet Skywarp, it's Beast Wars 2 Thundercracker, I guess, or Machine Wars, and then Armada Starscream because cute. But then people pointed out, like, no, that's Starscream from BB and Starscream on the top right from Beast Wars 2. I'm like, oh, then yeah, that means this is all Starscreams, isn't it? So on the top left, I've seen it said that that's most likely Leozak, because that matches some line art. I still thought that looked more like a flip changer jet to me, though, a cyber jet.
like a Machine War or something like that. But I haven't looked into it too much. Clark Clint Gaming. I'm happy you're doing a breakdown. Oh, yeah, no worries. I'm glad I could help. Yeah. Also, yeah, the Wasp, because also, if you want to get into it, that's animated Waspinator, not Beast Wars Waspinator. So, I can't help but think, animated Waspinator. Animated Waspinator never interacted with a Starscream. Starscream's ghost possessed Beast Wars Waspinator, so maybe your theory falls apart. Griffman, that's definitely Leo Zach, and the cartoon his cockpit is pink. Well, there you go. That's just Leo Zach then, because yeah, the white legs totally matches up. Anyway, that does though look like Starscream of Starscream and BB fame. So that means that we just have a trio of Starscreams and then 2 other flying guys, and that's fine. This is the one. This was the "Did you watch Master Force or not?" shot. I have never properly watched Master Force, so I needed to be informed of some of the scope of this part here. But you've got one of the Headmaster Juniors detached from his body, clearly in the body form, going like, "What?" And then detaching, and then taking his helmet off, and then looking at the fact that he stepped on a dog. And that's a very cool shot. Just in isolation, it's a gorgeous shot. I'm only just now realizing that he has a dog head on his ass that's going, and that's kind of funny given what's happening narratively in the shot. I didn't realize that his alt mode's dog head is right there, like, sorry, his dog thing mode's his alt mode's head. It's poetry. But yeah, gut punch shot, narratively beautiful. You get this. Also, the way that a dog dies in anime, right? It's not gruesome. It's just like that dog's sleeping, but the eyes are covered. Uh-oh. That dog has dirt on it. That dog's sleeping. No, wait, that dog has dirt on it. Uh-oh. That dog is anime dead. And it... Oh. PT, I'm going to go get your stitches. It's going to be easier. Hang on. I'm going to open them so that they're handy. P. Toadstool did some sick stitches in the Discord, and I'm just gonna bring them up unless you really don't want me to. I gotta go find them. Oh, we screen capped so much of this. Now I can't find anything. The death vibes on that dog. Yeah. Well, it's also anime death vibes on that anime dog, right? They know what they done. Sorry, I'm scrolling up through. It's in Van General, I think. I'm gonna scroll up through it. I'm just gonna find these, because this is gonna be a big ass panning shot, right? I'm gonna play out the 2 panning shots first. I'll get to this, and then you can stare at wherever I stop. What a panning shot, right? What a panning shot. Anyway, let me go. Ugh. Oh, here we go. Found him. We got to do a little bit of cartwheels here. So there's one, and then we got to open the other one in there. And there's the other one, I think. Yeah, we got him. Okay, so PT did this. Did a stitch to create the full sprawl. Oh, you linked him in. Okay, now you linked him in the alternate chat. I'm late. Oh, okay, perfect. I found that just now. Get back to my browser window. So yeah, this is scale accurate. The Beast Wars characters are tiny, right? It's lovely. We get in here, we can start kind of scrolling through here too. There's a lot of little things I love in here. I really love that Cyberverse Jake Foshi's Optimus Prime with the giant Autobot symbol shield is there, and I love that he has a kind of a weird face.
I've gone on about this many times. I think Jake Foshi, by the back half of Cyberverse, had turned that character into his own version of Optimus Prime, very subtly. And I love that version of Optimus Prime. Terrible in Season 1. So good by Season 3. So I was so ecstatic to see the Jake Foshi Optimus Prime here with his big, stupid laser shield. Also, this was the first Transformers Go moment when I realized that the police guy, is it Kenzan, I think, was there amidst the leaders, and Prime Optimus Prime has his hand on his shoulder because they combine later. That was amazing. I was just like, whoa, you care about him. Transformers Go, it's Kenzan. No one has cared about Kenzan in, like, almost a decade, I think. But yeah, you can see Prime Optimus Prime has his hand on his shoulder. Because they're buds! They're pals! They've got tied! And there's lots of little things to call out. I mean, also, RID 2015 Dad Bumblebee here, right? One of my favorite Bumblebees from an unloved show. Also, Prime's other hand is on his shoulder! So, like, the Prime Trinity here, Prime Optimus leaning in and going like, hey, buddies. Oh, because he's like their big dad, right? And he's like, oh. My sons. And yeah, there's tiny little Jan on Starsaber's shoulder, which is cute. There's a Rodimus right here. Rexodus. He's chilling out underneath Prime's armpit. Also, I saw this pointed out somewhere. This Rodimus has line art accurate boobs. So we got Rodimus chilling out. Big convoy deploying the Tonfa that everyone forgets he has. I like Diatlas just holding the his funny little like matrix circle. Yeah, Starsaber has his helmet off because it's a hangout shot. Who's a little weirdo next to Big Convoy? I can't remember this little floating yellow dude, if that is... I forgot who that is. That is like one of 3 different things in my head. The Zodiac. Yeah, the circle. Like, I sometimes just like to call it the funny little matrix circle. It's Navi! Okay. Thank you, Robot Lorekeeper. And then you get into the other good stuff over here. The loving way they just drew animated Optimus here, and Armada Optimus having like the shading style. They both, animated Optimus and Armada Optimus have, and Fire Convoy over here, all have the shading styles of their shows, right down to like the way that light is reflected on them, that little desaturation on your car robots guy. Why is Primal brown? Those are the colors that he had on one of the toy releases, I believe. Yeah, also Earthspark Optimus getting drawn in 2D, which is what... I love that they caught his Alan Tudyk dad smirk up there. Like, they get it. Galaxy Convoy being his own character. They kind of... I think they pastiched him a little bit with Armada Optimus and Fire Convoy because, like, you know... Galaxy Convoy never really got drawn in 2D, right? That was a fully 3D show. So he's just chilling out up there. Trying to figure out if that Arc is like... It's just the Arc. So it's not like Arc Robot. Because Fortress Maximus is over here. So I'm like, are they going to say Autobot Arc is amidst the leaders? But I don't know. Oh yeah, there's Cybertrons in the sky as well. Kicker's up there somewhere. There's Kicker. I'm gonna switch to the bad guy's family photo now. This one also made me even happier. I'll just get right to it. So, okay, you put Kenzan in that one shot. That's great. No one remembers that there were villains in Transformers Go, but they put friggin', I think it was Budora here. You know what people care about even less than the Transformers Go Autobots? Is the Transformers Go Dragon bad guys. No one cares about the fact that they all have funny names that end in Dora, right? So seeing one of the Doras drawn here, it's the last time we will ever see him, right? We're never going to see Yeah, the 4 Oni. We are never going to see them again. I'll just say it, right? I don't think that's an out-of-pocket thing to say. We're just never going to see them again. So seeing them in here did kind of make me tear up a bit. I was like, you know, like I was talking about before, these unloved, forgotten characters being given their respect. Also, yeah, I was talking about Jake Foshi Optimus, right? Friggin' Cyberverse Megatron looking so good. Really distinguishing what makes his face different. Oh yeah, the Megatronus floating head up here from RID 2015. Yeah, it's supposed to be Boudra, but no one remembers any of their names, so I like calling them the Doras, because then eventually someone goes like, "What, the Explorer?" And I'm like, "Haha, fool!" You know? But yeah, also G1 Megatron having a real good chin. A drawn Galaxy Force Megatron is a thing of beauty. I love the vibrancy on Gigatron over here. Once again, like really representing the style of the animation he was from. Yeah, Master Megatron is like the lines, right? You want to see him in motion, even though you know that's a nightmare for somebody. And yeah, I've got the Predacons down here being all small. Got Violin Jiger up there, making sure everyone remembers. Violin Jiger is almost like not... I don't know how to put this. I mean, 'cause I know I saw at least one person literally say, "Who's the floating head up there?" So he is kind of obscure. But, like, in the realm of obscurity, I just always feel like Violin Jiger's, like, one of the shallowest pulls nowadays. He's not. Like, a lot of people don't know who Violin Jiger is, but I do. So... And you got Drawn Prime Megatron up here with his fake arm. The ridiculousness of deciding to strap Dr. Isaac Sumdak to animated Megatron. Because also, going to my point, perhaps the last time we will ever see Dr. Sumdak ever, and it's this. What else we got going on? Oh yeah, I didn't notice this at first. Armada Megatron has all 3 Minicon combined weapons, looking extremely awkward holding all 3 of them, but I kind of love it. Yeah, Zarak having the cartoon face, the funny looking visor. This is my son Isaac. I carry my son strapped to my chest so I don't lose him. Like how many of you are realize? Yeah, someone in the Discord did a screen cap zoom in of just this, and that's how I noticed it. But yeah, he's just chilling out with Isaac. Isaac is in the evil dad lineup because it's like, hey, thematically, Isaac not an evil man, but still maybe he should have just told people about stuff, right? And if you're looking for Dark Nova, is that not technically Super Galaxy Dark Nova Black Hole Megatron here or whatever? This is the LG toy to represent Super Ultra Giga Dark Black Hole Megatron. He has a million names. I always forget which one this is supposed to be. Antagonist, not villain, yeah. Yeah, I think Star Convoy was like, because not animated... Oh, is this Earthspark? He looked different in the handshake shot. I totally glazed over. I kept thinking this was the LG toy. Oh yeah, you're right. He's got the hip skirt thing with the missiles. I totally glazed on this being Earthspark Megatron. I just assumed that he was in the crowd shot, and then I kept going like, yeah, he's... Oh, look, it's Cyberverse. Or, yeah, he's right... Oh, look, it's Boudra. Okay, good to know. I'm learning something. Yeah, I don't know what... It's because of his face. I looked at his face, and I was just like, oh yeah, it's that funny LG toy I don't have. Yeah, Picky Peeves, this adds a layer of tragedy to the Sumdax not being in the family shot, because it's like... You kind of feel like... Narratively, there would be schism between Sari and Isaac, right? Had the story continued. You kind of feel like narratively there would be turmoil building. Yeah, faces, me too. I thought it was Super Megatron, but yeah, it makes sense it's Earth Spark Megatron because otherwise he's not in the shot. I never clocked that. I never called out him being like in my brain, even not being in the shot. There's again sensory overload from this video. There's so much happening, and I'm always focusing on the Transformers Ghost stuff. Also, there's Overlord. I don't know. We're gonna see him later. Anyway, thank you, P Toadstool, for the stitches. That's how I was able to pan through this. Anyway, we're gonna rewind slightly, go through these pans again, get into the other funny bit, which is this is where it starts getting like real. This is the fan fiction stuff, because I was just like, oh, how are we gonna see Master Megatron in motion? The way is he won't have that many lines on him, but this shot still rules. Oh, that's how I like my action. The rhythm and the triangle rule and the neck. I want to frame by frame that. I want to frame by frame that transformation too. I want to see how they do. Oh, I love. Look at how it's like he's pumping open. Oh, that looks good. But then this, right? The skid into the foreground upshot, right? Into the pull-in on the bang! And then you get the fist forward. Slice across, fist forward, go into the other shot, right? Ah! That's how I have a lot of thoughts about how to storyboard action, especially for animation, but a lot of this applies to live action, in my opinion, too. Yeah, Gynak's ass, Gynak's neck right there. Yeah, and he's in his car mode. His better alt mode. The friggin' Batmobile that he should have used more often because it's his best-looking alt mode. And here comes the Obari formation, right? Well, oh, by the way, I got something to show you all that you're gonna miss. But there's your Obari formation. You know this doesn't even need narrative. This is just like this would happen at some point. When you're playing with your toys, you're probably gonna make this happen someday. If they ever put out the right number of Optimuses with swords, and you're just like, Obari time, you're gonna put all the swords right on their nuts, point them forward, hips out. Here we go. Right? Let's watch that one more time. This is so good. Also, that's Magmatron's sword. I'm not sure if we said it clearly during the stream. That is Magmatron's sword that Lio Convoy is using. If I recall correctly, in Beast Wars Neo, Magmatron has a bit of a good guy turn because the bad guy of Neo ends up being Unicron, whose avatar is like a golden Beast Wars 2 Galvatron, and so here is like Lifestream Lio Convoy with Magmatron's blade, etc., etc. Also, yeah, RID 2015 second form Optimus, just a sick robot design in general, getting his dues here. Like, this is such a good Optimus design who did not get to do enough in a way that looked cool. Also, I want to see a little bit more of that Galaxy Convoy. Oh, look at that! Oh, that's that. There you go. Oh, wasn't expecting the frame to hit me that hard, but you got it. You got it. Let's go in a bit more. This is the one I wanted because this just looks gorgeous. Oh, look at that! Look at that! You can grip. You can just reach out, grab his face, and rub it. You could just grab his face and just rub that. Ugh. The pecs, you could just grip those pecs and pull yourself up on top of them. Ugh. Oh, those angles are so good. Those angles are so good. This is I like this shot too, because this is part of animation. Yeah, the deep shadows when the deep shadows in this is just frigging gorgeous. And also like having the little the motion tween the pull for a little bit to add that little bit of right before the it's like here comes the right there, right? You need that little bit of pull. You need a little bit of right before your That's something that I think a lot of our stop motion community do great stuff, but the thing I'm always looking for in stop motion that sometimes is missing is that sense of rhythm, that sense of that's something that sometimes is missing. That it doesn't mean it's bad, and I'm not criticizing the artists. I'm just like the thing I want though to like to elevate it, to take you've built the meat. Now let's build the friggin' gristle. Let's build the ligaments, and let's build the fat for flavor. We need the and we need the you know, we need that pump. And stop motion is already an unknowable science to me. So it's like from a director viewpoint, that's where my input would be. Is like I know I've seen it in stop motion sometimes, so I know it's possible. And so if we could somehow deduce that, and I'm pretty sure that is like where you also cross the threshold of your stop motion being something you're now paid for as a vocation. So obviously, I'm not going to look at a fan stop motion and go like, oh, I can't help but notice the storyboarding's a bit weak and the rhythm is not really there. But like some stop motions are so good, and then right when they would have the it doesn't happen, and I just feel like you knocked me over, right, with my drink in my hand, and I'm like, no, I didn't get to sip it yet, you know. Prime 92. Literally, that would be my input, though. I've in my limited experience directing humans, I find that speaking in onomatopoeia and hand signals communicates vibes stronger than trying to put them into words sometimes. If I ever start to bring on people to do voice work for dramatized bits I want to do, that's one of the biggest problems I'm going to have, is figuring out how to communicate with them in a way that makes sense. Because I won't be in the room with them, most likely, right? So it's like... And I don't want to... I've had this conversation on stream before, and I've talked to a couple really talented voice artists who work on some fan projects here and there at TFCon LA, and I was trying to communicate, like, to them, like, this worry I have. And they were explaining to me that, like, what I'm saying doesn't necessarily not make sense, and it really helped me. I feel more confident now than I did, like, last year, but... It's still like I don't want to just line read people on how to scream, but I'm so particular on especially grunts and screams. They can't just be you know, like they've got to really have a certain feel. Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. Something that a ton of people probably missed. Check this out. Because he's actually not in here. He's only in here for a handful of faded frames. That's Cyberverse Optimus. That's Jake Fauci Optimus shooting his Matrix beam. And then he's gone. So I think a lot of people didn't know he was there. Because he gets covered by fire convoy instantly. So in case you didn't know, I'm hoping this is helping some folks out. That's what that weird blip of motion was before fire convoy filled the screen. It was Cyberverse Optimus shooting his Matrix boom. Roboliker, for what it's worth, I understand how hard it would be to get other people to act the way you normally do in dramatized bits, feel the intent. Yeah, the intent is so hard to communicate, but I think a lot of people get it. It's just like, I assume less people will get it than the number of people who actually would get it, basically. Who's the prime behind that prime in the background? You'll see. You'll see. Anyway, let's go to the actual shot now. Alright, so if you... Not yet. If you want to know who all that was. It's Cyberverse Optimus Prime shooting his Matrix kaboom. It's Fire Convoy shooting just a big old gloopy Jetta. Big... goony... it's Big Convoy shooting his big veiny red vein gun. And then it is Armada Optimus shooting all his guns, but we finally get to see what this looks like from the side, because the stock footage was always from the front. So now we finally get to see what he was doing from the side. Much like when Koichi Sakamoto finally showed us what a bunch of 70s Kamen Rider Hisatsus looked like in wide. But then, in the background, and he has the Minicon on his shoulder, yeah. In the background, here comes Energon Optimus in Omega Supreme. About to drop the big boom, because he's gigantic. He's you know, in Fight Unicron mode. Check out those double groinal guns right there. This is just what makes it work is how much you can't see, but like this shot right, look at this. This gets across, you know. This is Armageddon mode Optimus Prime. This is Optimus when he inflates to the size of a Unicron to fist fight a Unicron, but it looks way better. Like, this is how it should have been. This is how it should have been. Yeah, the Scorp, the noise would be amazing. That's some Gundam Seed happening right there. Yeah, and they have to blow it out a bit. The bloom on this is what sells this so well. It's one of the things I learned over time, just doing my dumb little puppeteer dramatized bits, is like, clarity is the enemy of excitement. And so I'd always be worried about making sure that we could see what I'm filming, but it's like, no, actually, part of what communicates the motion I want to communicate is to turn the clarity down in service of the storytelling. And it's a concept that I think gets lost in the realm of internet nitpickery, right? Anyway, guess who gets this also made me go like in a very emotional way, because it's like I haven't thought about them in so long. Blink. Miko getting the "Hey, it's us, gang" shot, getting the Ultraman is here too reveal shot. Miko going like, "Hey, do you remember us?" And it's like, "I remember you." I'm hoping someone contacted Miko's actor, who at the time of filming was like able to. She literally cosplayed Miko effectively at that BotCon she was at, if I remember correctly. Anyway, this is a big amount of emotions, because also Prime was a massive on-ramp. It was a huge on-ramping moment for that part of the fandom pile. There are a ton of people whose emotions are stitched to Transformers Prime. Their emotions with regards to robots, what turn into things. But it also goes, like, I thought that was going to be it. I thought it was going to be Miko blinks, and then we all have, I thought it was this, and we get our heartstrings, right? But then you go right into the pan out and the way it's the posed photo. And at first I was like, oh, it's the Prime gang. But then you look closer and you're like, they're hanging with the Armada gang. And it's just wholesome and heartfelt and like another tear you up kind of moment. There's so much emotion, right? If you're on a minor Prime and Armada, the shot was made for me. Yeah. Alexis has the meteor necklace. Yeah. Also, I always forget their names when they're the orange one. The Armada scooter standing there with the hands together, all like, check me out, having the one bit of characterization I was supposed to have, but I was barely ever doing much. Like, the Armada minicons are dripping with character. Look at the three of them. They're dripping with character. You can see Grindor, wild. You know, I was gonna call him High Rise, the bicycle, chilling with the nerd, and Sure Shock, Prim proper, hanging with the outcasts, High Wire, yeah, I don't know, High Rise. There are a lot of Transformers names, FYI. Also, Armada Laserbeak's up there in the corner. Nobody could have. You all saw Laserbeak up there, right? Surely. Although, if Laserbeak's up there, right, who's taking the photo? Think about it. His brother was Hightower. The guys the writers literally forgot to get rid of. I bet Raph... Oh, Raph totally... Raph not only understands the minicons, Raph is, like, speaking in a dialect the minicons have never heard before, thus introducing them to the idea that there are, in fact, dialects of minicon beat booping. Remember back when Prime was new and it was just the ongoing thing? We've never seen proof Raph has a family. We've never seen the inside of Raph's house. Raph is a meat cyborg. Well, yeah, Laserbeak's a camcorder, right? But up there, and camcorders can take stills. I know this from experience. Oh, Flavor 05. That's where. Okay, I was having like half pieces of memory gelling together. So Sure Shot was Arcee in Japan and was definitively female, but was made male in the English dub. True. We saw his mom's arm. Do we see that it was attached to anything?
Or is that all he developed for his meat mother? For his cover, is an arm that can reach out a door and wave. Also, I had to look up what the Illumina 2 was. So look it up. It makes this really cute. It also makes the fact they're in silhouette somehow even more, like, heartstring pulling. Because it's like, we just know they're in there, but maybe they're older. Who knows? And I mean, maybe this is the... I found out the Illumina 2, if they're older, it certainly wouldn't be the Illumina 2, so maybe it's the Illumina 3. Or maybe they're older and built a new one and don't know how to count. I don't know. But the friggin' Colby, the Kobe ramble, this also hit me, because it's like, you know, friggin' these two side by side, what they represent in a narrative in Transformers means a very special something. And yeah, you don't, yeah, V-Rider, it's like, you don't even really like them that much when you watch the show, but the way they are presented here, you're like, oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. You know? I'll go back to the start of that. Also, we looked at this already. Here, look at how they're animated. Look how the Q Transformers are animated. It's perfect. Friggin' look at Lockdown. Look at Lockdown. the little jump tween. The Headmaster Juniors landing on Roadbuster. Yeah, we'll go through this bit, because also this is gorgeous. Headmaster transformations undersold how dynamic they are. Yeah, Scorp, me too. The Q Transformers, I popped at it. Yeah, also, yeah, Roadbuster's head just chilling out like he could. This is perfect. It's the only way to draw a shot like that. Also, just the line art and the pastel thick coloration with the deep shadows just looks gorgeous. This is so good. Freaking Kicker surfboarding on the Star Saber, the Energon Saber, and then the Sari taking over the shot moment, because they know, right? Friggin' Sari rider kick here. This is so good. Sari doing Kicker's kick. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's just so good. This shot here. But here's what I'm talking about. Watch X Prime in the middle, where it's like, just a second. Where it's like, that's cool. We finally get to see X Prime drawn nicely. But then look, X Prime darkens just slightly, just to draw your eye in and make you know, oh wait, what? And then we get this. Gorgeous. Yeah, the flowers from Zone, I believe. Yeah. Someone had a screenshot of them. I went through this frame by frame a lot already on my own time, but the way that they drew the eyes to look like Prime Universe eyes still, gorgeous. These poses, Yusha as hell, right? The Prime pose with this is like that is, and then the two, like, you know, this in the back, like such friggin' Yusha poses. Arms in front, yeah, zoom in. This right here, I almost screen capped this when I first saw this thing, because I was like, this is just gorgeous too. But yeah, this up angle and this blocking, this arrangement of stuff combining right out of any 3-part Yusha combiner. Also, in case you're wondering, like, what the combination... This is how the toys combine. So you could switch the legs and the torso around, with Op having to stay in the middle. And here's the Kadong. And this Gao Gai Gar ass moment here. You want to get me. You get the horizontal light reflection coming out of the lit up optics after a gattai. That's how you get me. That's how you get me. Yeah, this is Lion on top, so he's got the beast head. So that armament that came down with the helmet and the red chest stuff, it just goes on a different way, if I recall correctly, when you do the other way around. Also, just, you have the arms do that little wiggle there just to get the motion across. Starburst behind. This looks friggin' gorgeous. And then here's again. This is where it got me. The Go Kids. I'm like, I haven't thought about you two in a million years. And that's the same combination, just basically flipped upside down with the armament on the other way around. The Go cast, if I recall correctly, someone was saying the Go cast, human cast, are like mostly like historical, mythological type figures. Yeah, it's like two armor pieces, because it's like what, the head and the tail or something. I never had X Prime. I only saw how he worked, because at the time when he came out, I was like not feeling it as much. Oh, I know. I saw someone somewhere say that this shot really got them in their emotions, because it's like it's Vector Prime and, you know, the little ones. And also this piece of art is just beautiful. This is like, I saw someone said like this might just be a doujin page, like an internal doujinshi page that like got tweaked slightly. Oh yeah, here's the how dare you montage. Did you notice Optimus Prime in the vortex between life and death? The vortex is the lifeline readouts from the death of Optimus Prime, by the way. Like the little colorful blippy blip lines. It's like it's a really just basic but beautiful artistic way to represent the ever present, you know, death and return of Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime is like a really obscure Transformers character from one of the American series, but he has his fans. Do they go... So they don't go gray right away. So yeah, they show the death, and then, yeah, the blip, and then he goes gray. More death. More death. And then in the truest form in between life and death, when you become the bump of chicken. Yeah, Optimus. Yeah, this is why Bump of Chicken Optimus Prime canonically is a transcendental form somewhere between the binary of life and death. Is you become Bump of Chicken, which is ridiculous. It just keeps turning into Optimus Prime again. Dead, not dead. Bump of Chicken, not dead. And this is where the music amps up into the really cool bit. I was curious if there's anything in the glitchy parts, but not really. It's the equivalent of clear purple Megatron, yeah. On the side of evil and chaos, Unicron. On the side of justice, Bump of Chicken. something Jinwan. Bump of Chicken, canonically the custodians of Jinwan. I forgot about Jinwan. That's so silly. Aaron, I already showed the other meaningful sacrifices when I was going through the Blue Sky thread. We spent a long time on those freeze frames, so I don't want to spend too much time again on them. Especially when we got the Bump of Chicken right here. Anyway, yeah, this is the bit everyone... This bit is... Oh, this bit's really cool. This bit is the kind of thing I would do. Like with my toys, puppetry style. When I saw this, I stared at it and I was like... You stole my bit. You stole my goddamn bit. You stole my vibe. That's my bit. Wait, I love that he's still lying down. It's like this is the moment where he rejoins the Matrix. And he is also the Bump of Chicken. Anyway, this bit rules if you haven't seen it. Absolutely my kind of thing.
And this is my kind of cherry on top, is do this and then bah, by the way, what if also Beast Machines? I want to frame by frame the transformations because I haven't yet, and I need to do that because I have an issue, you know. Chogra Shinka. I just want to see if there's anything. I want to see the Megatron transformation mostly, but I want to look at Transmetal Prime or Primal as well. See if he's doing anything neat. Oh, he does the flip right there. That's cool. Even this, it's just like they only had to do this much. It's here where they're like also thematically the thing that also happened anyway. Also, Optimal Optimus kind of is suited for 2D animation in a lot of ways I never thought about. Just looks really good in 2D. You know, bright colors, clear lines and shapes. Kind of feels really made for 2D animation in a way. Yeah, the color blocking is so clear. Like, he looks so good for 2D. Anyway, I love how they're coming in like this with the gun in his mouth. All right, what happens? Oh, I saw a screenshot somewhere, and I wanted to confirm. G1 Megatron is totally friggin' doing some Masterpiece 36 stuff. Look at his little legs popping out there. Look at that! That's so good! Also, just the way that they're both transforming completely different down to aesthetics. And it just carries through so nicely. The G1 Megatron there with the unfilled helmet flipping in, that's also so good. This is just a good shot. This is just a still shot. This is so good. So yeah, Megatron looking like he does the roar even. Oh yeah, you're right. Transmetal Megatron, again, he's such a just 2D design. Because he's just a dragon man, right? Like, made for this. Made to be drawn. When you realize you're not the head, you're just a hand. Oh no! Wait! No! I'm the backup brain! No! Anyway, I'm over it. Yeah, this looks good. I want to see the roar in motion now. Oh, he kind of does, yeah. The front flip is so smooth on Beast Megatron. Jesus. It looks so good. And yeah, I saw it earlier. Like, this also is showing that, yeah, the Beast Machine's designs are really solid. They were just like, you know, they were in one aesthetic in one show, and it was sometimes hard to kind of, especially, you know, Control Helmet Megatron. It was kind of hard to sometimes see the menacing vibe it had like this, as opposed to just being a shadowy shape. Yeah, you could see the Beast T-Rex head like folding away, and then like a kind of deft flip to go to the fake head. And then one more. This is also I have not frame by frame this yet either, because
I wanted to. And I guess now I can, but... Ugh! There's so much juice in there. I can't even concentrate to like start. Yeah, I saw Giga and Mega in I could tell they were in there, but I hadn't frame by frame to look yet. Yeah. It's good. Whoa, I didn't notice. Okay, look at that. Like an inverse. Because this is the shot with animated primes. This is like an inverse of the impact frame, like a negative space version. I never noticed that, but that looks really cool. That's a great way to get the motion across. Because look, you can even see, like, on the Gatai moment, we go from, you know, edging towards it. Now it's just two lines, connect, out to reveal the shadow with a negative space impact frame, over, and then bomb. And then I didn't notice they were turning into engines. Look, they're going God on. Is that with the verdonk and then the... Look at that. Yeah, Overlord dropping into Tano Circus as well. I love how you can see in the background pan. Do you see the little black dashy lines on the kind of bottom middle of the screen? It looks so cell animated in the best way. Because it's like those are part of the missile animation cell drawn over the panning background. And it feels like so analog in the best... It's just like that little moment. Anyway, we did frames on the next part of this, so I'll go back to the top and we'll just play through. The impact frame. The impact frame's so good. Boom! Oh. Okay, and I actually gotta check some stuff here. Hang on. I never went to this part. Look at this. This is a friggin' eye catch. This is like stay tuned. After these messages, we'll be right back. This is friggin' play a 2-second clip of the OP, you know? It's so good. It's almost like the coloring style changes from animated to, like, if animated had a feature film between these two frames. It's... Whoa! Transformers the show. We'll be back in just a moment. I've wanted to look at some of these deets too. Like, Overlord is also just ready for it. Nope, never mind. Overlord's not ready for it. I can take anything you got, stupid Autobot. I can handle it. I'm the Overlord. I'm powered by both a man and a woman. I'm the Overlord. I'm everything. I got kidney guns. You think you can hurt me with your stupid little hammer? Oh my God! I can't breathe. Anything after that, or is it just kaboom? No, okay. So, for those who felt like this is kind of odd, that is Dirk Manus kissing Marissa Fairborn. Because I was kind of staring for a second, too, going like, yeah, Spike and Carly. Wait, that's not Carly. Wait, why is Spike... Wait, why would he... And then I kind of was digging around a bit, and someone just said, like, that's Dirk. And I was like, Dirk? Google search Dirk Marissa Fairborn. Oh, Dirk Manus! The guy with the awful name from that one episode. So for a second I was kind of like, what the hell? And then, you know, it's just Dirk. He can't see his mustache. So this is... Also, there is something about this sequence that I feel like is very important as a prelude to the families gathered around Optimus and Megatron, which is that, like, through the saga of these alien robots, humans grow as well, and that matters. And there's something about that to this that I thought was kind of cool. And yeah, Joel Adler mentioned this kiss happens right when the song says the word kiss. Editing. also just beautiful animation, cinematic, right into, and then it's like, this is life. This is life right here. The Matrix. This is everything. Yeah, Robot Lorekeeper. He's wearing blue and white, blue with white accoutrement. So we just go like jumpsuit. But also, I love the narrative concept of this, right? The Matrix, and the Matrix, and the Circle Matrix. But also, these are just gorgeously drawn. This is just a friggin' doujinshi page right here. And there's something kind of neat generational about this. As far as my headcanon engines, this activates everything, because it's like, oh yeah, what if these different sources of colossal energy all coexist in one space? What does that mean? The best spark plugs ever. that poor Micron, who we will probably never see again, looking amazing right there. Rodimus fanboy moment, hell yeah. This is some Gurren Lagann type stuff, totally. I know it's the Zodiac. I love calling it the Matrix Circle now. Diatlas also looking gorgeous. Possibly, yeah, the second animated thing Diatlas has ever been in. Notably, Diatlas is completely a still image in both his appearances in this. Anyway, yeah, then here's the jump crowd pop moment when it's like, guess all these cartoon fans are happy. You know, the one movie oriented person in the back of the room going like, I mean, I guess it's cool, you know? And then out of nowhere, you hear this voice going like, don't worry, murder is coming. Huh? Good delivery. Good delivery. Because, like, friggin' this right here, this is that moment. I love this shot, because this is like them doing the hero reveal on the truck in a way that you can only do it a certain way with the friggin' the god rays everywhere. And this shot, I thought this was all we were gonna get, was like, okay, a really well-drawn shot of a bunch of vehicles. That's doable. Absolutely. But then the pull forward, right? And then this. And I was like, but no, it's just gonna be statics, right? But we frame by frame through this part. Like, friggin' look at this. Oh, that's so good. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about now, because I only showed 4 frames. Watch this motion. This is so friggin' cool. There's a little head peeking out. There's his foot filling the screen into this, right? This is the Gurren Lagann ass part right here, right? This into that into this, right? And then yeah, you get this is less intense, but I love how this is done too. Bop. Because it's figuring, there's a little head peeking out there. It's like, how do we do the movie bots transforming, right? Because it's so weird. It totally worked. Yeah, totally panty and stocking. It looks so good. I'm like, you could do a stylized movie-verse animation series like this. Because you know what's... We all, you know, not all of us, but I'm sure a lot of us who have messed with a million toys of this version of the character, right? We all know what's happening right here. Because we know the arms are the long nose of the truck. We know that the PEC windows are opening to reclose. You just have to show this, and your Transformer fan brain knows what's happening with the rest of it. You know those 2 front wheels are folding back to suck onto his friggin' hips, right? And right here, like, you know, like, this is the live-action Optimus Prime smear frame, right? Because this is what his body is doing. It's just, it's weird, and you're just rolling with it. I love it. Oh, yeah, the grill gets left behind because it forms his feet. Yeah, it's going down. You can see it at the bottom there. Oh, wait. There we go. Yeah. And this whole sequence is so weird. I love it because they go in, right? Look at Megatron's face. It's so perfect. It's like, nah, I'm made of knives. I'm a big freaky weirdo. And then like the poses here. Aces him one right across the jaw, right? But then Megatron's like, too bad, I'm too fast. Look, Megatron's transforming, too. You can see him, his head going down, his legs coming on top. There's the back of the jet mode. Now he's that weird knife jet again. Spins around. And just friggin' bonks. Impact frame. I missed this. Bonks Optimus right in the spine. And just Team Rockets him right off screen. Like, this is perfect, because, like, the movies, right? They are kind of friggin' overly serious to the point of being silly. And this is, like, some of the stuff you just need in that, right? Robo-Lurkeeper ramming someone in jet mode is so vicious, I love it. Yeah. And Optimus's pose here, where he's just like, oh! Broken in half, except I'm not, because I'm Optimus Prime. Or, yeah, that's why, yeah, you're right, that's why Prime is in the next shot, he's dead. And I love that it ends on this, too. Like, the couple of little frames of them just being a tiny blip in the distance. Because then right as you're like, what? Huh? We go into this just anime op friggin' shot of the Rise of the Beast protagonist robots. And this is where you go back to the love of it, right? Where it's like, there's something cyclical of, like, you get to see the 07 movie guys, and they're all just all messed up and weird. They're animated perfectly for it. But then we drop to, like, where the last movie left us off. Rise of the Beasts, the tone, the visual tone of the movies had calmed down by that point. These are designs who could just be drawn like this and look amazing. Stratosphere looking criminally good, considering, you know, what a weird nothing that he was in the movie, right? When I saw, like, I kind of blinked and I saw Motorcycle Arcee there again, and I was like, Rise of the Beast Arcee was just a perfect design. It's a perfect Motorcycle Arcee design. So this shot, like, from the anime that we never got, that probably would have made this cast be a little bit more memorable, right? But that's what a lot of the theme of this whole video is. It's like we not only are showing just love for 40 years of these odd characters and stories all revolving around just one strange physical play pattern, but then we also get into, you know, what the movies were, and we get to what the movies have ended up being, and now the live action movies might be done for a while. Who knows? What is Transformers 1 going to be? All this full circle love for the unloved, love for the core of what makes any of this neat and fun and inspiring for people. And going into, like, the fact that we went from the 07 bots to the 2024 robots, right? Like, well, I guess not, well, maybe it's 2023. I might. Anyway, they're still marketing Rise of the Beast toys. Anyway, from the aughts to the 20s, right? Of just the live action movies in like 5 seconds, and feeling like it means something, like an endless timeline. Like, you know, the journey never ends is what this shot really communicates, with that little sun pop right over Primal's shoulder. Anyway, then friggin' to me, this is actually, this next bit, I'm like, this feels like this is Devastation, actually. I don't think that's what this is supposed to be, but to me, this is the moment where we get a little touch of Transformers Devastation, of Optimus and Megatron having an anime fist fight in the sky. Yeah, Robo-Lurkeeper. It's like, yeah, so much stuff nowadays is like, do you remember that thing? And then Trigger is like, we remember that thing! But yeah, this bit is also just so cute. Look at Optimus's eyes here. His eyes soften as he looks upon his boyfriend. So he's like, maybe I Maybe I did say too many slurs when I was streaming on Twitch. Maybe you're right. Finally, you listen to me. But that little eye soften, it's so meaningful. Yeah, I showed these on that Blue Sky thread, but like this meant so seeing the humans down there. At first, I was like, oh, it's just the humans, but then this pan where it's like, no, it's the families, and like they mean something. Beautiful ending. Well, almost. This is actually my favorite part. I really like this, not because it's cute. There is something narrative about this, too. It's like we watch this entire adventure through time, right? Through 4 decades of time. Who did we never really see, right? And he's there, still lurking after all this time. He's just a disembodied head in the distance. But there's a little bit of life in that one eye, right? He's just lurking. The little touch here I thought was really, really beautiful, which is punctuated by the final shot. Because it's like, that you can see the glitching, the time adventure is maybe over, but as it ends, look who comes peeking out from behind Cybertron, right? And you can see, there's something about the way he's inked in with the hard shadows. It feels like both of his eyes are open there. It's like he knows. I don't know, there's something about that, like having like this sort of the menace of Unicron without working him into a shot, and just kind of having this little like, he's never going away. He's always there somehow. This entity, right? There's something about that I really like narratively. And yeah, respect the credits, watch the credits. But yeah, having the little... It's not just this, because this is just like, yeah, it's the 86 shot. He's orbiting Cybertron. That's cute. It's that little shot beforehand. It's that little moment beforehand. Because also, we're coming up from the handshake, and we're coming up from the bright sun, the human families, the lens flare, the sparkles in the sky, and then amidst all this joy... What the hell is that, right? Like, just looming. Whatever hope and whatever hope and happiness we just experienced, right there is something inevitably coming to challenge it once again. And there's something about very basic, very, very action toy commercial storytelling, but also something beautiful about that. Or, not having Unicron looming, not an entity on screen interacting, but just like right at the last minute when you think, what an adventure. Then it's like right there. I love this part. Yeah, just a little blot of darkness. Anyway, yeah, that's going through the news of the day. And a lot of technical problems as I did so. Robot Lorekeeper, the way Unicron has been framed in existing narration and narratives is very often quite chafing, because it's really blunt, and it's very ham-fisted and not loving. It's very like check a box. There is a way to do it that I've always believed in that just isn't delivered on, which is that there is an inevitability and indestructibility of this entity. But the way to deliver it is not to say like, the Earth is Unicron, or like, Unicron sent a new squad of toys to fight the toys. It's try to get a little bit more metaphysical about it. Armada came the closest, but it's got to be more about like either Unicron is an individual story-to-story thing, which I kind of prefer, but if you're going to go for that singularity thing, then you really got to get into the notion of what the singularity is and what it is feeling, right? Yeah, Fooly Cooly, Black Lagoony, like Gurren Lagann. There's always another threat, but our heroes will beat it. Yeah, it's like every permutation. That's why Unicron I always wish would be different. Always do something different, something that isn't really Unicron-like. and have that be the next iteration of a Unicron, right? And we kind of got that with the end of IDW 1, with how that comic series did Unicron, where you take the concept and then you pivot it, you roll it up through your tongue a bit, and then leave it as its own concept, as the comic basically has. And then if you want, in your little headcanon, you can also think like maybe that also was just another permutation of this singularity of conflict that, if you're going to get into higher metaphysical notions, right? An alien race that inevitably always has these million-year-long conflicts where they discover more about their own nigh immortality as they die and keep fighting, then there is always this lingering idea of entropy that is following Cybertronian life wherever it goes. And there's really interesting ideas, I think, to play with around that. Or just the notion of Unicron not being an individual, but being like just a concept that exists, right? And I think nothing has really touched on it properly as much as I want it to. Armada came really close in a very kludgy early kind of way, and IDW 1 delivered to me a representation of what I kind of mean about Unicron not always having to be a big man that eats planets. But, like, it can be more than that. It's kind of why I didn't like the Rise of the Beast delivery, because it was just a big evil man. And also they gave him the stupidest line of dialogue in the entire world, which is, "My hunger is killing me." And it's kind of like, I don't take you seriously anymore. in one sentence, I don't take you seriously anymore. There is no gravitas to anything that says, "My hunger is killing me." It's like, all right, where is the funny-looking space monkey guy in a spacesuit that's sitting on a couch that's controlling it? Where's the guy running a bicycle pedal to keep all the gears moving? But yeah, some of y'all in the chat, yeah, it's kind of the things I'm thinking of, and it can still be delivered poorly, the concept, but the concept of, as long as there is evil in the universe, Unicron will exist. It can really be spun and wrapped around, even more specifically, as long as there is Cybertronian conflict, or as long as Cybertronians will live and reach the stars, eventually some form of Unicron will exist because of them, in a way. Yeah, Unicron is. I also just really like the idea that Unicron is. It's not that he's Transformer Satan, right? It's that because, and this is sort of a way of making something neat out of the basic silly putty of, we need the robots to fight because good guys versus bad guys is a toy line, right? So you kind of take the notion of, like, how inevitable is it that Cybertronians will always come into conflict, and how many times does that also happen to roll with them achieving space flight, right? Or reaching the stars, or finding other worlds or something. There's really cool ideas in there. Anyway, I was just rambling a bit, but I gotta skip out of here for a sec to maybe play some Fortnite, not on stream though. But I'm gonna switch back to the face cam, which I think one thing I turned off was the thing that fuzzed my background. So pardon my mess. I wonder if I can go studio mode. Hang on, so what if I go like this? Then what is on the... okay, that's program preview. Okay, so I can do this. How's this looking? Looks okay? Yeah, alright. Basically, I have a lot of thoughts about Transformers fiction. I don't really play Fortnite, but I'm being convinced to play it because I don't want to reveal too much. You have to find out for yourself. All right, there we go. Studio mode off. Oh, wipe my nose. My nose is itchy and maybe runny. I don't know. I didn't feel anything. But, hi. Hope y'all got... Yeah, if you are doing Pulse pre-orders, then, like, I hope it worked out. But yeah, I've been told that that I will be helped to get Doctor Doom. So that would be nice. I don't know if I would necessarily like play it a ton, but I've also been told Fortnite's better than when I left it last, because I felt very bored playing it last I played it. So we'll find out. But I gotta turn the music on first to do that. So I gotta go. Everything's gone now from having my computer crash 50 times. I gotta turn this on. And it's the music. Hey, thanks for watching my fun, short little news stream that went for 3.5 hours. I'm planning to do some talk to OBS in recording videos about a couple of topics. I kind of poked around the Discord, see if people were interested in that. It seemed like folks were, so it's good for me too. Makes me feel good. I'm going to talk about that missing link interview that I found interesting, and there's something else. I think it was actually this. I think I just did it. The other thing I was thinking of. So whatever. I might grab a video out of this VOD and edit it into a little something. Maybe we'll figure it out. But in the meantime, stay safe out there. Next review is still Prime Changers Alpha Try-On. It's gonna come out before the movie comes out. Yeah. I'm gonna do what I can. I'm going out of town again for the back half of the month, but I might be able to do some streaming from out west. I'll play it by ear. Either way, I'll be floating around. So stay tuned for whatever comes next, and I'll catch y'all later on. Ah! He will see you soon. Phase _ forward.
Let them come.